The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Topping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feels so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, there's the route down known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, head goes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light. Topping up, Dolly Vision's dreaming real. True crime scene blast feels so unreal. YouTube madness like share, subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, there's the route down known. Dolly Vision headlines, King of Peace. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, head goes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light.
YouTube, where's the damn babies? That is the question we are asking tonight. But first, you already know, leave your DNA on that like button just in case you go missing in the woods of Canada. I know what you're thinking. Dolly, I'm not from Canada. Well, you never know. You can visit. You can visit one day and you could go missing, and I'm still going to need your DNA either way. So leave your DNA on that like button. If you're brand new here, sub up, ring the bell for notifications, and feel free to share my ugly face on any social media platform you choose. Okay. So we were talking about this case last night, the case of Jack and Lily Sullivan, two small children that went missing in Nova Scotia, Canada. Weird circumstances. The parents were home in bed. The little kids, allegedly 4 and 6, slipped out the back door, vanished, okay, into thin air. One thing we know is kids do not just vanish. So before we get into this case, let me give my warnings, okay? Dolly Vision's for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculations, theories, mixed with a whole lot of comedy and chaos. So don't take nothing here as fact. It's just my opinion. People completely satire, right? The caller's opinions are theirs and theirs alone, not to reflect on the Dolly. Everybody is innocent to proven guilty in a court of law. And the biggest one, don't try to be Dolly at home. It is extremely dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. So last night we were calling foul play. We had 1,500 people in the room. And everybody said, look, something is strange in this case. The parents giving inconsistent statements. The kids not showing up to school. They know what the kids are wearing, but they didn't see the kids. And the kids just vanished in the thin air without a trace, without a dog trail. The dogs didn't hit on anything. The kids apparently were not allowed to play outside by themselves, that the parents were always with them when they went outside. And they're saying that the kids may be autistic, but they'll speak to anybody and they'll leave with anybody. Well, it looks like the police are scaling down the search efforts for these children. Now, I told you last night this case was going to unwind really fast, and it's going to come to an end pretty quick. Now, I believe that the parents are going to be arrested in this case. Now, the mom has took off and went and stayed with her mother, kind of dropped off of social media, deleted all her social media accounts. The boyfriend, some people call it a stepdad, you know, on the news, and everybody keeps reporting him as a stepdad, but it was just the mother's partner, is what she referred to him as. He's steadily been giving more interviews, and the police have been bringing him in multiple times for more follow-up questioning. Now, I think these people are not too far from telling on each other. There was a big press conference today. We're going to take a little look and listen to that press conference where they go over that this is foul play. They're investigating it as foul play. They're scaling back the searches. Okay. There's no signs of these children alive. Okay. That is a scary situation. And I told you this last night. Now, I hate to be the bearer of doom and gloom, and, you know, but when we see these things, we're not brand new to true crime, right? We're not brand new. We've seen stories like this before. We usually know how these things end, and it's never, never a good ending to stories like this. Okay. Very rare. It would be a miracle if these kids were found, but it looks like the parents have some culpability in the disappearance of these children. It's not quite sure how yet. I'm sure that will come out over the next few days, but let's jump into this press conference. I want you to hear from the police what they had to say. I'm sure they can explain it better than I can. And of course, we will go over it and some of the more information that is coming out in the news and rumors and the gossip, you know, how these cases are. It hits online and it's burning on fire. Everybody's talking about it. So let's pull this up, blow it up, and let's do it. And if you're just tuning in, guys, make sure you hit that like button, okay? Let's see if we can get it up to 1,000 likes pretty quick tonight. All right, let's jump up ahead a little bit. Here we go. Vincent, thank you so much. Gifting them $5 memberships. If you got a membership from Vincent, make sure you thank him. Yes, Crystal. It seems like, you know, every month there's some crazy parent out there doing something crazy to their child. Thank you for leaving your DNA, Angel.
I need space for notes there, so we're gonna have to move some of these guys. Yeah, some of these will have to be moved for our notes, please. Here, is that okay? Cool.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Cheers.
I'll put a bear down.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Yeah. We didn't know we had to like stand or anything, so is that okay if you like that?
Yeah, that should be okay. Thank you. Good afternoon. Sorry. Good afternoon. I am Corporal Carly McCann, Provincial Public Information Officer for the Nova Scotia RCMP. Thank you all for being here today. Bonjour, je suis la capitale Carly McCann, agent d'information publique pour la GRC en Nouvelle-Écosse. Merci de votre présence aujourd'hui. First, I acknowledge that we are in Mi'kma'ki, the traditional and unceded ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people. I also recognize that African Nova Scotians are a distinct people whose histories, legacies, and contributions have enriched that part of Mi'kma'ki known as Nova Scotia for over 400 years. Premièrement, je reconnais que nous nous trouvons aujourd'hui à Mi'kma'ki, le territoire ancestral traditionnel et non cédé du peuple Mi'kmaq. Je reconnais également que les Néo-Écossais d'origine africaine constituent un peuple distinct dont l'histoire, l'héritage et les
273
contributions ont
likes.
enrichi la partie du Mi'kmaq connue sous le nom de la Nouvelle-Écosse depuis plus de 400 ans. At this time, I invite the following officers to the podium with me. Inspector Mike Ingalls, District Policing Officer for Northeast Nova District RCMP. Staff Sergeant Curtis McKinnon, Pictou County District Commander. Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon, Acting Officer in Charge of Major Crimes and Behavioral Sciences Group. And Amy Hansen, Search Manager with Colchester Ground Search and Rescue. Staff Sergeant Curtis McKinnon will provide you with an overview of the efforts to find Lily and Jack. He will review the search and investigation that began on Friday morning and provide the current status and next steps. We will take questions from media present following that. I invite Staff Sergeant McKinnon to the podium. J'invite maintenant le Sergent d'État McKinnon à prendre la parole. Merci.
Definitely. Let's see if we can hit 600 likes. We got 600 people in here.
Thank you all for being here today. First of all, our thoughts go to the family and loved ones of Lily and Jack Sullivan, to their communities, and to everyone who's worked day and night in an effort to find the children and bring them home. Since the first 911 call was received by the RCMP, reporting that 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack had wandered away from their home on Garlick Road in Lansdowne Station, a multi-agency search has been underway. Teams have been working around the clock. This search has included many agencies, including volunteer ground search and rescue teams from across Nova Scotia.
No problem.
The Civil Air Search and Rescue Association, known as CASERA, Department of Natural Resources Air Services, Nova Scotia Public Safety and Field Communications, Nova Scotia Guard.
Yes,
Joint
police
Rescue
are saying
Coordination
foul
Center,
play.
Salvation Army, the Canada Heavy Urban Search and Rescue Task Force 5, and several RCMP units, including police dog services and drone operators. Since Saturday, because we treat all missing person files as suspicious until our investigation
Not yet.
leads us to determine
Skate
otherwise,
mom.
our Major Crimes Unit has been engaged. It's been an all-hands-on-deck effort using every available resource and tool.
Thank you, Paula.
Since
9
the search
months.
began on May 2nd, it has been concentrated in the Garlick Road area and has covered 4 square kilometers of heavy wooded rural terrain. Up to 160 trained volunteer searchers, along with many others, have been involved in the search each day. Tens of thousands of search hours have been dedicated to scouring the area, and GSAR has confirmed that over 100 tracks have been laid using GPS and grid searches. Efforts to locate Lily and Jack have also included 2 vulnerable missing person alerts, posting their children's photos and information on Nova Scotia RCMP website and social media accounts. Our social accounts have more than 300,000 followers, and releasing information to local media as well as reporters across the country. Lily and Jack have made headlines from coast to coast.
Yes.
While the search has been ongoing, RCMP officers continued with the missing person investigation, speaking with family and community members to gather tips and
Thank
other
you,
information
Vincent.
that could help locate the children. We have not received any confirmed reports of sightings. Lily and Jack's family has been provided with regular updates on the search and on the missing person investigation. They've also been afforded supports. As of today, May 7th, the active search efforts to locate Lily and Jack will be scaled back. We're transitioning from a full-scale search to searches of more specific spaces that have already been searched by our teams. We want to circle back to increase the probability that all clues have been found. And when transitioning from an active search to a scaled-back search, the probability of survival is taken into consideration. I want to assure you that our missing persons investigation continues. We're not packing up, and we're not giving up. Our investigation is broad, and it won't end until we know where Lily and Jack are and can bring them home. We'll continue to investigate and chase leads for as long as and as hard as we have to. We have the best investigators working every aspect of the file. We continue to appeal to anyone who have information related to our investigation and who has not yet spoken to us to contact the Pictou County District RCMP at 485-4333 or Crime Stoppers. Before I close, I want to reiterate that our hearts go out to Lily and Jack's family, to the community, and the people who've worked so incredibly hard to date. Many of us have children of our own and have wanted nothing more than to reunite Lily and Jack with their loved ones. Thank you.
Okay, as you heard, they are scaling back. They're going back to search some of the areas that they've already searched, which is basically the property, things like that. Because from what I'm hearing from the internet and sources there in Canada, they're saying that they had them brought the boyfriend or the stepdad. We'll just go with stepdad. Everybody calls him stepdad. I don't see it, but you know, if they're not married, he's not the stepdad. He's just the mom's boyfriend for 3 years, and they do have a small child together, the mother and this guy. Okay, so it looks like, you know, they're investigating the family. Much as they say, hey, when they say they're scaling back, that means it's an active investigation. The kids are not to be found. There's no signs of life out there of the kids or trail of the kid or any clues of the kid being seen in the woods. You know, they didn't find a boot. They didn't find a footprint. They're not finding any of these things. But yet they still haven't issued a Amber Alert because they believe like there's no abduction of these kids. Whatever is going on with the parents. And we've known that all along anyway. Right now, they're just bringing them in to try to get them to confess. Now, what the mother's saying, I do not know, because she, like I said, she has took off with her mother and has deleted all her social media, even blocking her baby daddy. Okay, so it's getting strange, a lot of chaos in this case. And anytime there's a lot of chaos like this, it unravels quick. They're going to eventually tell on each other. Something is going on. We've known since we first heard about it that this is foul play. Okay, there's no doubt in it. The police, they're not stupid. They understand it just like we do, that their stories are not making sense. Everything's not adding up. The math is not mathing. And happy birthday to you, Wanda. I seen you in the chat room say it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Yes, I have that video. I will play that birthday party video in just a
I'll
minute.
now provide his remarks in French. Merci à tous d'être présents aujourd'hui. Tout d'abord, nos pensées vont à la famille et les proches de Lily et Jack Sullivan, à leur communauté et à tous ceux qui ont travaillé jour et nuit pour retrouver les enfants et les ramener à la maison. Depuis le premier appel au 911 reçu par la GRC signalant que Lily, 6 ans, et Jack, 4 ans, s'étaient égarés de leur domicile sur la rue Garlock à Lansdowne Station, les recherches ont été lancées par de nombreuses agences. Les équipes ont travaillé sans relâche. Plusieurs organisations ont participé aux recherches, notamment les équipes bénévoles de recherche et de sauvetage au sol de la Nouvelle-Écosse et du Nouveau-Brunswick, l'Association civile de recherche et de sauvetage aérien, également connue sous le nom CASERA, les services aériens du ministère des Ressources naturelles, le ministère de la Sécurité publique et des communications sur le terrain de la Nouvelle-Écosse, le Centre conjoint de coordination des opérations de sauvetage, la Salvation Army, la Garde de la Nouvelle-Écosse, la Force opérationnelle 5 de recherche et de sauvetage de milieux urbains de niveau opérationnel lourd du Canada et plusieurs unités de la GRC, y compris les services cynophiles et les opérateurs des drones. Depuis samedi, parce que nous traitons tous les dossiers de personnes disparues.
She's just repeating what he said in French.
Notre enquête nous amène à déterminer le contraire. Notre groupe de crime majeur a été mobilisé. Il s'agit d'un effort collectif qui fait appel à toutes les ressources et à tous les outils disponibles. Depuis le début des recherches, le 2 mai, celles-ci se sont concentrées dans la région de la rue Garlock et ont couvert 4 km² de terrain très boisé. Jusqu'à 160 chercheurs bénévoles formés avec de nombreuses autres personnes ont participé aux recherches chaque jour. Des dizaines de milliers d'heures de recherche ont été consacrées à fouiller.
Okay, well, we don't really understand French, but she's just repeating what the first officer said, that they're scaling back the search, they're moving it more towards an investigation. They're going to look at some of the places that they've already searched. They have took in consideration the chances with them scaling the search back of these kids making it out alive, which are not good. Right now, we've been knowing there's some type of foul play anyway.
Et la transmission de renseignements aux médias locaux ainsi qu'aux journalistes de l'ensemble du pays. Lily et Jack ont fait des manchettes.
We still have t-shirts. We're a little behind on shipping orders, guys, so be patient with us. So we're behind because of Turtle Island. We had a lot to ship out, so we're still working on a lot of those orders. So if you ain't got your order yet, just be patient. We're going to be working on those things. We're going to try to get a lot of stuff out today and tomorrow because we're leaving town for a week. So nothing will ship during that week. But when we get back, we will continue to ship everything.
Et l'enquête sur les personnes disparues. Ils ont également reçu du soutien. À compter d'aujourd'hui, le 7 mai, recherche active pour trouver Lily et Jack passeront d'une recherche à grande échelle à des recherches dans les espaces plus spécifiques, des espaces qui ont déjà été fouillés par nos équipes. Nous voulons faire demi-tour pour augmenter la probabilité que tous les indices aient été trouvés. Lors de la transition à une recherche réduite, la probabilité de survie est prise en compte. Je tiens à vous assurer que notre enquête sur les personnes disparues se poursuit. Nous ne faisons pas nos valises et nous n'abandonnons pas. Notre enquête est vaste et ne s'arrêtera pas tant que nous ne saurons pas où se trouvent Jack et Lily et que nous ne les ramènerons pas à la maison. Nous continuerons à enquêter et à suivre les pistes aussi longtemps et autres intensément qu'il le faudra. Nous avons des meilleures enquêtes qui travaillent sur tous les aspects de ce dossier. Nous continuons. Donc, on va commencer à ma gauche ici. So we'll start on my left over here if someone has a question on this side. Yeah.
Here, Ron, for Hydro-Canada. You said you're going over areas that you've already seen. What's the purpose of that? When before that you were telling us you were extending the search, and if you could say it in French and English.
If you'd like to start in English, I'll repeat in French.
What we'll be doing is we'll be continuing on. Just because today the search is being scaled back, we still will continue on. And we will go back to areas that we feel that we may need to relook at, and we may expand out if there's any type of information that leads us to believe that we need to do that.
So if you'd like to follow up. Sorry.
Like why? Like how would that help you to specifically go to places that have been searched by hundreds of people, like you're saying? Like how could that help you find new links?
Yeah, because of the terrain, there could be different types of things that we may want to try and get back in if we are able to locate anything that may come up that the searchers didn't go catch the first time. But we will do everything we can to try and find Jack and Lily. Yeah, and based on the weather, the season changes. We don't want to leave, and we're not leaving. It's just that this part of the search is being scaled back.
So, en français, on continue de faire la recherche dans les mêmes espaces qu'on a déjà visités parce qu'avec les changements de météo, les changements de saison pendant l'année, on va peut-être trouver des nouveaux indices, des nouvelles choses là qui peuvent nous aider à établir des nouveaux.
I'm hearing they're not good people also.
Trouver Lily et Jack. On continue avec la recherche ici et notre but ici continue d'être de
6 days
à leur famille et à leur maison.
We're going on a week.
You know, you've done an incredibly exhaustive search in the area, and major crime is also there. And having not found these children, having done a very thorough search, can you tell us like the role of major crime in this and what you can tell us about that investigation?
Rob McCammon, Robert, and MCCAMON is the last name. So major crime became involved very early in the investigation.
Major crime.
Bring in some specialized knowledge and skill sets, and we help with the information management and decision making. As we scale back,
Thank
as
you
we've
for all y'all
identified,
do
there are
Dolly
certain
and
areas
PJ.
that,
Blue
are
heart
going to be
emoji.
relooked
Blue
at,
heart
that
emoji.
could contain a confined area perhaps, and maybe need some more specialized search areas.
Thank you,
Along with our
Paula.
civil search crews to expand on, and we're going to continue pursuing any leads or information that comes in, and the stuff that we do have. We have engaged in all areas of the RCMP. All tools that are available to us are being considered and engaged when appropriate.
Do you have a follow-up?
Yeah, as a follow-up, that I guess the general population looks at it and says, "You've searched very thoroughly this area.
Mhm.
You would have found them
Mhm.
if they were there," which then makes people, certainly on social media, people are assuming, rightly or wrongly, that there's a criminal element to this.
Yes,
And
criminal
yeah,
element.
I mean, I know. What can you tell me about that? Your work on that potential?
Well, I can't really speculate on the investigation. Obviously, that wouldn't be fair to the process. But we are constantly reviewing everything that's been done, looking at all different facets of available information, and we'll make decisions on that. I can't really comment on the details of that, but we will pursue every lead that becomes available and take it to where it needs to go.
So
That means the parents
yeah,
are
go
going to
ahead.
jail.
Okay, Nicholas again with CBC National News. You at first said it wasn't suspicious. You think the kids just wandered off. Now you're saying every missing person's investigation is considered suspicious. Is it still suspicious? Are there any suspects here?
Thank you,
I'm
bro.
not gonna
Thank you.
comment on the details of the investigation, but I will comment when somebody goes missing and we become engaged as any police officer, not just major crime, we will look at all the details and make considerations on the information we have, right? When it comes to a missing person, we have to automatically consider those are there people that have different charter implications and things like that. So we will automatically start to consider what evidence is pointing us towards a suspicious in nature.
Yes,
Can't
I
comment
do,
more than
G.
that, but every missing person case, we would approach it from the same process, a methodical collection and review of information with decisions based on that.
The Trailer Park Boys, Bubbles.
It's an abduction, or they suspect it's an abduction. Are there now any clues or anything leading you to think that that might be possible?
If we had any information that led that way and we felt that we could provide anything with the public, we would have done that. We would have got that information out. We're working very closely with the family, and we will pursue every avenue. But again, I'm not going to make any specific comments, but anything that would point towards that, we would immediately take steps to address things that need to be addressed.
Glenn Rhodes, CBC. I think this question is most appropriate to Staff Sergeant. You talked about survivability. I was wondering if you can address that specifically.
Hit that like button, guys. We ain't even got 500 likes. 465.
Yeah. So the incident command person that with the RCMP, along with the search manager, at some point have to make a decision when would it scale back this search, and a number of factors would have to take consideration, and they would, based upon scientific information that they have, to deem when that time has to come, and that is now. And a lot of those factors come into play would be the age of the missing persons, the weather, how long it's been, what area it's been covered. So at that point, they have to make a decision on that.
I hate to ask this, but given their age and the conditions, if they were still in the woods, do you think
470. Thank you.
I guess it goes back to
490.
all those
Thank
factors have
you.
to come into play, right? So we are scaling back because it's time to move to a different part of the search.
Investigation. It's time to start looking into the family. Yes, I believe so too.
Can you quantify what scaled back is? Like fewer searchers, smaller area, larger area? How does that look?
Get T-Rev off the DoorDash.
Just to go to the first point, there's been a lot of searchers here, and we can't thank them enough for being here. They've given up. A lot of them have been here since day one, and they have given up. Some have taken time off work. Some have left their families behind, and we are very grateful for that. Saying that, we will look in on them and their senior managers to give us some recommendations of what else we can do. But we will take that and we will explore whatever we have and whatever we can do to checking spots that need to be checked or whatever. But at this point in time, after today, we just won't see all these searchers here.
Okay. If they're scaling back the searches and all them searchers are leaving, that's because they're treating it as a criminal investigation at this point. They believe there is foul play involved in the disappearance of Jack and Lily. Now, we know there was only two
They
people.
found the 18-month-old twin babies today unalive in the home.
They found the 18-month-old twin babies today unalive in the home. Okay. I don't know too much about that. But they're going to treat this as a criminal investigation at this point. Anytime they scale back the search or call off the search, twin. Okay. It won't be long and we will be hearing about the arrest of the mother and the stepdad. Now you got to remember they were both in the house. They both were there. And a lot of people believe these kids were missing before they were reported missing. You got to remember the kids wasn't going to school. They wasn't sending them to school. So I believe the last time they were seen in school may have been the last time these kids were with us. So I think the parents, freaked out, was like, oh man, the school's going to call. We better call before the school does because they hadn't been sending the kids to school. They said the kids had a cough. Okay. So they didn't send the kids to school. And people were saying one day was like a day off of school and then they didn't go the following 2 days. So I believe they've been gone at least 9 days is what I'm thinking. We're on day six of the search, but I believe they've been gone roughly about 9 days is what I'm thinking. Now I have no, that's just my opinion. I don't have no proof of that. But they're saying, yeah, Lily had a cough and that's the reason they didn't send her to school. I'm not buying it. I'm absolutely not buying it. These parents know what happened to these children. We're going to take a little look at the house and the surroundings of what type of environment these kids were in just a few minutes. And, the backyard parts of it were fenced off. So these kids just get out, just vanish. There's other people living on the property. It is sketchy. I know that. It is sketchy.
Sure. Amy, if you're comfortable with that. Thank you.
I saw a person yesterday who was dressed like you, limping, being carried out. People were hot and sweaty to the South Texas point. A lot of hard work. Can you talk about how rough it was in the woods? Like it looks almost impassable. What did you see?
A lot like Sebastian Rogers. Yes, it is a lot like Sebastian.
These woods, they are very thick. There's a lot of the hurricane damage from Fiona a couple of years ago. And we've had teams struggling to get through areas. And I can't see anything more about the searchers. They're pushing through all of these areas.
Yes, the boyfriend's brother lived on the property. Some people are saying the mother lived on the property behind him in what looks like a shed trailer type enclosure. So there was other people on the property. Now they went missing with the mom and boyfriend asleep with his family living directly behind there. Now, what's the word? Did they see anything? Did they hear anything? There was nobody up at, the place looks like a meth lab. Okay. I hate to say it, but it does. It's a raggedy old trailer in the middle of nowhere with an old rusty barn behind. It looks like a meth lab. It is what it is.
Areas going through all of these deadfalls, going through waterways and anything possible just to cover their search areas. So we know that everything has been so thoroughly searched that it's time to, as they say, scale back, and we are exhausting people. We're starting to see more injuries coming back.
We ain't heard from them,
and,
miss.
It's hard terrain. Amy Hansen.
And
SEN.
And I will note as well, having had the opportunity to participate yesterday in a helicopter search as well, it is immensely clear looking from above, based on the orange tags on the trees, how thoroughly and meticulously the area has been searched based on the indications you can see even from up in the air of how thorough the searches are. So I also give a hats off to the many searchers who have participated here in support of finding Lily and Jack. Yeah, would you like to go ahead?
Just with the search still
What's up, Scotty?
forest, is there evidence that the children are in the forest?
Very slowly.
Are radios able to pick up Staff Sergeant McKinnon here with this train? Or? That's it. Okay. We'll wait.
Yes, Sherry. He would walk into a cabin in the woods. I hope not. I hope this ain't a Quentin Simon, but it's looking like that. They haven't found anything light bright. They're scaling back the search. Right by the train tracks.
Is that any better at this point with the bell passed? I'll note as well the reason that the train is passing by slowly is out of respect for the fact that Lily and Jack are missing here. So it's passing slow in order to have their staff be aware and note the ongoing missing person investigation happening in the area here. So that just does again speak to the number of people involved and aware of this search and everything that's happening in this area, and the awareness and the way that the information has spread so widely through Nova Scotia and Canada. So
Nova Scotia.
I think we were with your question. Okay. Have we found any evidence?
Yeah, so at one point there was a possible boot impression found, and I can tell you that they search and rescues then performed grid searches of that area and expanded out from that area in a meticulous fashion. They're focused and tight searches, and nothing else was found. It appeared it was a possible boot print of a smaller boot print. So when we have a possibility like that, that's when we exhaust that area as well. So make sure that wasn't a clue that we were missing.
So they had a smaller boot print but didn't find anything.
I don't believe cadaver drives have been involved at this point yet.
Will they become involved? And I'd also like to circle back to Claire's question on survivability. If you could give a little bit more detail there about how you're making the equation of bringing in cadaver dogs and assessing survivability.
Yes.
So, cadaver dogs could be the next step in terms of part when we talk about scaling back. That could be another option that we now look at using. And getting back to that point, I mean, that decision was made based on a lot of factors. And if we thought they were alive right now, we'd still be out there. Not that I'm worried. I can speak to of the cadaver dogs are coming or not. I can't speak to it.
Is there a question here? No. So George, do you two have something global? No? Okay.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Jones with the Globe and Mail. Wondering if you can clarify. We heard major crime has been involved since Sunday. Is that correct?
Saturday morning.
Since Saturday. Okay. So do you believe the children have met foul play?
Do you want to talk?
They know the
Again,
answer.
I'm not going to comment on specifics of the investigation. We're going to continue on, and when we get to a point that we've got information that we're able to make any decisions that are able to be public, we'll let you know at that time. But right now, I'm not going to comment on specifics.
2 years, chicken snake.
You don't believe the children are alive anymore?
No, based on the experts and the review of the facts, the inclement weather, the time frames, and the
Thank you, Lori.
the likelihood that they're alive right now is very low.
Okay, and can I just ask one more question about the scaling back?
You're awesome, guys.
Are you reducing the number of searchers out there, or is it being concentrated just with RCMP now, or what?
You heard them say they do not believe the children are alive. That's why they're scaling the search back, going in different directions. They do not believe these children are alive. And Lori, thank you so much, guys. We're about to hit the road. We leave, I think we're leaving Sunday morning. We're heading up to Boston for the John O'Keefe trial. We're going a few different places. So we're taking you on the road for some adventures. We're going to Lizzie Borden's house, right? Where she axe murdered her parents. And we're staying in her bedroom. Okay. So what's today? Wednesday. So next week we will be there at the haunted house. Allegedly it's haunted. One of the most haunted places in America, where Lizzie Borden allegedly axe murdered her parents to death, her dad and her stepmom. And we actually have her bedroom. So we get to stay in her bedroom. Hopefully I don't wake up in the middle of the night and axe murder nobody. Okay. It's going to, listen, PJ is really big on that type of stuff. I'm not really big on it. So this is going to be scary as hell to me. Okay. So if y'all want to see Dolly scared to death and probably get no sleep, tune in for that. And there's a ghost hunt that is going on that we're taking part in. And it's from like 10 to, I think, 4 in the morning. So you'll get some ghost hunting. You get to see us stay in the bedroom of Lizzie Borden. It's going to be wild and crazy. Sleep with the lights on? Definitely. So everybody say a little prayer for Jack and Lily that, it's not what we think, that we're wrong. And listen, I know we ain't wrong. And I know you guys know we ain't wrong. Penny, 29 months. Chick, thank you for becoming a member. That's a great way to support the channel. And like I said, thank you for your donation. This helps keep us on the road to bring y'all really good entertainment. I'm going to be all over the place this year.
This is a tip for PJ since she is working so hard backstage in the merch shop. Working hard pays off. Plaza, give her my tip, Dolly. Thank you.
I will definitely do that. And this whole haunted adventure is PJ's, is her vacation. So I wanted to get a little work in, cover some cases. So it's a little bit vacation, a little bit work, right? So PJ gets to have a little fun and do her ghost adventures and things like that, while I get to cover, some of these bigger court cases that I want to cover, like Karen Reed, go up there, support John O'Keefe's family for a little bit. So we're kind of multitasking, but thanks to you guys, we're able to do this from the donations. And from you guys liking the videos and watching, we're able to bring you this type of content. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to be scared as hell because I'm I ain't big on ghosts, and that's PJ's thing. Totally not my thing. I don't mess with the spirit world. I do not mess with the spirit world.
How is that looking differently on the ground?
Yeah, absolutely. So the searchers will be finishing at the end of their operational period today. And now it'll come back to the Pictou District RCMP, and we'll make decisions and put in plans of how we move forward.
And what makes it even scarier is we're going to be sleeping in her bedroom. That's what makes it scary. Like if I was just in a room in the bread and breakfast, I may be okay. But when you put somebody in the axe murderer's room, that's when it gets a little spooky. Or the room that the parents were killed in. Okay. Well, they were killed in 2 different rooms. The father was killed in one room and the mother, stepmother was killed in another room. But either way, it's only 6 rooms in the place. And you got to remember, people were axe murdered to death in this house. And how I'm going to sleep there, I have no clue how I'm going to be able to actually close my eyes in this place and go to sleep. To me, it sounds like I'm going to be up all night streaming like in a corner somewhere in an axe murderer's room. But I'm bringing you guys with me, so it won't be as scary because, I'll have you guys with me.
So rather than having the large presence here, the massive number of searchers on scene every day, searches will be based on information that comes in and specifics in order to make things pointed and specific to areas that are
yes, Heather.
specific to a search need. So I believe we've gone through the group for questions at this point. So out of respect for the police officers here and the many searchers who are still there, I'd like to conclude our media availability today. Oh, sorry, is there one person with, sorry, my apologies, sorry.
Alex Terrio, Stingray Radio. You mentioned you're circling back to find clues. You talked about the blueprint. Are there anything you're looking to find, expecting to find, or usually find in these situations?
We're looking for any type of clue, any information to help us out. And then we'll take that information and work forward from that.
Second follow-up, is the blueprint still involved in the search process, or was that deemed to be not relevant?
I can't say it's not relevant, but it was the search was exhausted in that area, and we're not able to find any more clues or evidence of that area. So.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, can you clarify? You just said to the previous question that the ground search and rescue is being called, like the volunteers are being called off after today?
Yes, at the end of the operational period today, they will be done.
Can you see that in French?
À la fin de la session aujourd'hui, les équipes de sauvetage qui sont ici, leur opération sera finie à la fin de la journée aujourd'hui, le 7 mai. Merci. So again, out of respect
yes,
for
I do, Nikki.
Search and rescue teams that continue to be on scene here and the police as well, we conclude this media availability today. And our thoughts do remain with Lily and Jack's loved ones at this difficult time. Alors que nous concluons ce point de presse aujourd'hui, nos pensées vont aux proches de Lily et Jack.
And you guys know how much ghosts like me, okay? For anybody that followed me in Georgia when I was at the Quentin Simon house and the damn ghost ran out on video, I still to this day say it is the best ghost video ever caught on a live stream ever. Okay. And the baby ghost runs right up to me, right behind me. So, and then I went to where Elbow Road, where the wedding dress woman was, and I heard a voice and caught it on video, right? I've been to the Peyton Randolph house. For somebody that don't like scary stuff, but PJ does. She likes all this stuff, right? So I just go along with it. It all scares me. But I heard a voice in the woods when I was on the Elbow Road where all these people died. At the Peyton Randolph house, which is supposed to be one of the haunted houses where a slave hung herself, a slave fell off a balcony and died. They killed a couple slaves. I didn't get no bad vibes. It wasn't really even that scary, to believe it or not. But we left there and went to a graveyard down the street, like an old historic graveyard. Oh my God, I heard so much crazy stuff in that graveyard. It sounded like people were running around, sticks were breaking. It was like a Blair Witch movie, right? I was out there scared to death, right? I was out there scared. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, okay, it's about time to get the hell up out of here. So I don't know, something about these ghosts. I'm like a ghost magnet, and I don't mess with the spirit world. Like, I'm not really into the, like, you know, I figure if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone, kind of thing. And yes, I do. Nikki asked, do I believe in demonic possession? And I do. Like the Amityville Horror, right, where the dude started hearing voices and it was like, kill your family, and he got up in the middle of the night and with a shotgun and murdered his whole family. I don't know if it's schizophrenia or if it's demons possessing people. I mean, I don't know, but either way, it is super scary, and I really don't think it's nothing to play with. But you know, a good scare is you know how you get that adrenaline when you get on a roller coaster, and you get that kind of weird feeling in your gut. That's kind of how I feel when I'm in these situations. Like it's a little bit of adrenaline rush because I'm scared, but it's like I believe it. Right? Like I'm one of those people that I believe in ghosts. I used not to believe in ghosts, but I've done had so many different encounters now that I could not with a straight face say, hey, ghosts ain't real. Ghosts are real as shit. Okay. There's something else in this world that we can't see or quite understand, but it's happening. And I don't know why or whatever. There's people caught in like purgatory, or people didn't ascend to heaven or hell and they're trapped here on earth. I don't quite know. I'm not an expert. I'm not like the Warrens. Remember them with Annabelle and stuff like that? But something happened. Like a lot of these ghost shows, I think are fake, right? Like they be scripted and they be faking things. But when I've been out there, we don't fake nothing. Okay. And you seen live a ghost run right out of a house where a baby was murdered. A small child was murdered in this house. Quentin Simon, his mama murdered him. She's in prison right now for doing it. I was down there in front of the house on the eve of Halloween, and a spirit runs right out there. Listen now, I'm surprised they haven't seen ghosts out here in Nova Scotia. These kids, like, it's something about when you're murdered. I don't think I think you're caught in some type of limbo, right? Like, I believe even when we go to this Lizzie Boredom house, when you get murdered somewhere, I think you're kind of trapped there until maybe it's solved or there's some resolve to what happened to you. But these spirits kind of get locked into a place. And I mean, I don't know. We're going to find out this week though, because we'll be there this week coming up, and that's going to be some scary shit. Okay. That's going to be some scary shit right there.
Dans cette période difficile, nous vous remercions de votre attention aujourd'hui. Merci.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
If you die face down, your spirit can't leave. I hope that's not the case, you know. So that was the latest update from what's going on there in Nova Scotia, which is basically just, you know, they believe the children are not alive. They're scaling back. They're not saying that they're investigating the parents, but they're saying all avenues are open, which we know from people that are there in Nova Scotia that the stepfather or boyfriend, whatever, we just go with stepfather, it's easier. Okay. Stepfather is being questioned. They done brought him in multiple times. Please live at Dolly. We're going to be live most of the time with you guys while we're at the Lizzie Boredom house. So I'm going to need y'all to witness this shit, right? I need some backup. I need backup. That's what I need. And you know what also I need? I need you guys to hit the like for me on this video, right? I'm going to give you a second, right? I'm talking to you. I'm pointing right at you. Hit the like button. And once you do it, don't cheat now, because I want to hit 1,000. Shout out where you're watching from. Roll call, people. I want to see where your beautiful people are at tonight. How many Canadians do we have with us here tonight? Right? How many people we have from Nova Scotia? I know we got a lot of people. We cover a pretty good range all over the world, usually late nights. Bring holy water. Okay. I'm going to bring something. Okay. I'm bring a security blanket so I can hide under it, right? I'm going to be peeking out talking about I see dead people. I see dead people. I see Florida, South Carolina, Louisiana, Cali, Nova Scotia. Hey, Caper girl. You and PJ make awesome team on the road. Lizzie Boredom Dolly. Vancouver, Louisiana. I was a witness. Yeah, I mean, a lot of you guys seen that ghost, and I don't know what it is. It's like some people are magnets for ghosts, and I think for some reason, I don't know, it's because I'm a little bit empathic, right? Because I can feel vibes. I can feel when people are mad, and I can feel when people are sad, and like, especially if I'm around you. I don't know if that's why they're attracted to me, but some people said that Quentin's ghost ran to me because I was out there taking up for him. And, you know, he wanted to run to somebody safe. I don't know. I just know when I watched the video, it totally creeps me out. Still to this day, I cannot believe what I'm seeing. And has there anybody here that hasn't seen the ghost video of when I was at the murder house of Quentin Simon? If you haven't seen it, press 1. I may pull it up real quick and show it to you, because if you ain't seen this, you will not believe it. Okay. If you haven't seen it, press 1 in the chat. And if a lot of people ain't seen it, I'll play it. It is unbelievable. Okay. A lot of you haven't seen it. Okay. We're going This is going to blow your mind. Okay. This is going to blow your mind. If you haven't seen this, this is the realest ghost video you will ever see in your whole entire life. Full apparition ghost running. Okay. Like, it is mind blowing. Mind blowing. Okay. I see Halifax, Nova Scotia's in the house. Tennessee's with us. Let me pull this up. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go. This video has 21,000 views.
Is this Quinn?
All right, hold on. Let me bring it over here for you guys. All right, now let me give you a little backstory for the people that didn't follow me in the Georgia days. There was a mother who unalived her baby and threw the baby in the dumpster. Okay, it was just like this case, kind of, where the parents were still out and they were considered suspects. Everybody knew it was foul play. I jumped on an airplane. I flew down to Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, which they say Savannah is one of the most haunted places in the country, right? So I fly down to Savannah. I'm outside of Leilani Simon's house, right? There's a bunch of protesters out there. I'm walking in front of the house. It's the middle of the night, and out runs a baby ghost. I can't make this shit up, right? Let me blow this up. And shout outs to Chronicles of Olivia. She is the one that posted this video. It was actually shot from a live stream. My camera was running live. Betty's camera was running live, and it captured the actual video. Okay, so this was live streaming to YouTube as it happened.
Quentin Simon's ghost? In this clip,
did y'all see it?
Shows what looks like to be an apparition walking behind Dolly Vision TV on Bullhorn Betty's live last night.
And so we went back, and sure as I am sitting here, that was on my original video, and I literally dropped my phone.
I contact one of America's most well-known alien abductees, and he tells me what he thinks.
So David, I have to send you this video, and I want you to tell me what you think about it.
Okay, I'll do it.
If you look up Bullhorn Betty on YouTube and click on her live video captioned Live Quentin Night Crew Edition and scroll in 1 hour and 13 minutes in, the apparition appears. Notice how the apparition walks.
Do you see it, guys? Do you see this shit? And when I tell you I'm a ghost magnet, look.
Walks behind.
See it? I mean, it's a full damn baby ghost walking right behind me on video. All right, I have cold chills again. This was the look. So what you don't see is I have my phone in my hand. I'm live streaming, right? I'm live streaming to YouTube. I'm out in front of the house, and people are going, Dolly, there's a ghost behind you, right? And it's Halloween time. So I'm thinking people are just effing with me, right? They're effing with me. This is why I say I need you guys when I go to the Lizzie Boredom house. This shit. I've never seen nothing like this. Listen, I watched a lot of ghost videos, and I always think they're fake. Okay. That, you know, somebody's did some editing, somebody did something. This happened to me. I know there wasn't no editing. I know there's no effery in it, right? And it wasn't even shot from my stuff. This is real. This is 100% real. People watch this 100% live on the stream, seeing the ghost. I could not believe it. Definitely an apparition of Baby Q. Not fake. Definitely not fake. So I told everybody, I was like, look, guys, I don't care what ghost people you give this to. Give it to everybody, because this is the realest ghost video that I can say 100% for sure is real. Real as shit. Okay. And we're going to have night vision cameras with us. We're going to have EMF detectors, spirit boxes. PJ has all that stuff. So she's going to be trying to summons these little damn ghosts and stuff. It scares me. Still to this day, this freaks me the hell out. Okay. And see, you hear Chronicles of Olivia.
What is your birthday, Dolly Vision?
August 23rd is my birthday. So Olivia, there's this old church that sits down. This road is called Buckhalter Road. At the end of Buckhalter Road is this old church, and it gets covered in fog, and it has like these vines on it. It is the most haunted looking place I've ever seen in my life, right? So Olivia was going Bigfoot hunting, right? And I told Olivia, I said, Olivia, why don't we go ghost hunting at this church? It'll make a good video, right? And Olivia was like, no, I'm going to go hunt. And she went to North Carolina or something to hunt for Bigfoot. I'm like, I don't know if Bigfoot lives in North Carolina. I was like, that's silly. Ain't no damn big, you know what I'm saying? And if it is, it ain't in North Carolina. Bigfoot's in like Montana or something, right? So she's like, her and her mom went to North Carolina, and then we seen this. So when I was talking to Olivia on the phone, I said, Olivia, did you catch Bigfoot? And she's like, nah. I was like, well, we caught a ghost on video. And she's like, nuh-uh. So we sent this to Olivia. And of course, she made the video on the experience.
The fence in Dolly Vision, but does not appear in front of it. It almost looks as if a small creature is walking, but there was nothing there. It's eerie to watch, as it seems to be coming from Quentin's home. After it passes Dolly, it dissolves into thin air.
All right, so, we started getting calls last night, like text messages, emails, the phones were blowing up. And people were saying that there was a little boy running near Dolly. And I'm like, no, there wasn't. And so we look at the video, and it was not a video. It was a clip of my video. And of course it had a logo at the bottom of it. And I saw it and I'm like, oh, that's Photoshopped. That's definitely Photoshopped. And he's like, no, it looks real. It looks real. And I'm like, no, it's got to be Photoshopped. Go back to my video. Go back to my video. And so he went and posted on it. And I'm like, did you check it? And he's like, no. I'm like, it looks Photoshopped. And so I said, well, let's pull up my video. And so somebody had identified that it was like right at the 1 hour, 14 minute mark. So I started at 1 hour and 13 minutes and started watching. And I didn't see it the first go round. And so we got the time again. And so we went back, and sure as I am sitting here, that was on my original video. And I literally dropped my phone. Like, I was like freaked out. I dropped my phone. There is no way in this world that I actually thought that there was a ghost, but I saw it and I watched it again, and you can clearly see legs running.
David Eckhart is an alien abductee and UFO experiencer. I interviewed him last year and wrote this article showing photographs he's taken of entities. He's been on numerous TV shows, such as the History Channel.
David Eckhart is asleep in his bedroom. Suddenly, the camera picks up something alarming. A short, skinny humanoid figure begins slowly peeking out from behind the open door.
I backed and forth until I found it, and then that's what it showed me. And I showed my son. He's like, got these tears coming to his eyes. No way.
This interview clip they used is from my full interview with David Eckhart. I decided to call him to see what he thinks of the Quentin apparition video.
Oh, David, I have to send you this video, and I want you to tell me what you think about it.
Okay, I can do it. I can do it.
So it's
working on a new case.
Yeah, I'm working on a murder case. And I'm not gonna tell you what it's about yet because I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. But there's something in this video which you'll see when you watch it, and I want you to tell me what you think it is when you watch it. But yeah, I just texted it over to you, and just watch it, and you'll see something moving in the video.
Okay, I'll do it.
You can see it on the phone.
Because some people are saying that this is a lens flare. But the problem here is there was no lights shining my way. They were all shining toward the house. And when you look at that ghost or the apparition, it runs behind Dolly, not in front of him. So it really is something that I believe is a ghost. And then when we look at the history of Savannah, Georgia, we realize that this is not an uncommon thing here.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Mom and I are actually out in Tennessee right now because we're going on a Bigfoot expedition.
Okay, I thought she said North Carolina, but it was Tennessee. She was in Tennessee. She left Georgia to go to Tennessee, and then she came back to Georgia, but she missed the ghost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good then. Well, enjoy yourself.
Okay, David sent me an audio.
Entity. They can travel to the power lines. Somebody got one. Just this morning I watched it. One came out of a light in a parking lot and ran across the parking lot. And if I can find it again, I'll send it to you. But it's the same people. They can travel to the power lines anywhere they want. Yellow.
Okay, my thing about the whole lens flare thing is, guys, I work with a lot of cameras, right? I got Sonys, I got Canons, GoPros, you name it, drones. A lens flare would be in front of the lens, right? There's no way to put a lens flare behind you, okay? This was, but if it ran in front of me, you could go, okay, it's a light or reflection, okay? But this ran behind me, okay? There is no lens flares behind you. So this place, it had the windows that looked like the Amityville Horror House, okay? And this shit ran behind me. No lens flares, no other lights out there. The house was dark, okay? Super spooky. And this is what I mean about we're going to go stay in this Lizzie Boredom house. Everywhere I go that's allegedly haunted, only place that didn't happen was the Peyton Randolph house. But everywhere else I go, something happens. Something happened at every other haunted place I went, except for the Peyton Randolph house. So, and PJ was saying there's people that have stayed at the Lizzie Boredom place and have seen shit levitating. And I can tell you this. If we live and some shit starts levitating, I'm getting the hell out of that bitch instantly. Okay, this is when we say, okay, I'm checking out, grab the bags, let's go. There's a certain level I can take the spookiness to, but if shit starts flying around the room or levitating or anything like that, if something grabs me, I'm done. I'm instantly done. Let's pack the shit up, get in the car. Let's go back to Virginia type shit, right? Like I'm gonna be doing 90 on the interstate, trying to get far away from that place as I can. And you know, if you watch these movies, like these spirits sometimes attach themselves to things, like a lamp or a baby doll or a chair or anything, right? Like I don't want no demons to rub off on me. Pinhurst, what did that say? Yeah, we're going to end up going to probably stay in one of these haunted sane asylums too. We went to what was it? But we were there in the daytime. It was Eastern State a sane asylum in Spring City, Pennsylvania, rated top and most haunted in the U.S. Okay, I had to check that out. I mean, let PJ know. I'm not the Ghostbusters. I'm scared of ghosts. But to get back on track, you know, I want to go over some of these pictures of the area where these kids went missing from. And this will show you their living conditions, you know, and not the best. It looks a little, I hate to say it, a little bad. Let me see how I can skip through these pictures. It always does this. Like, okay, let me pull this over here. And these are just pictures of the kids right now. I'm sure, I thought I had, there's 35 pictures. So I know there's the property. This is the video of the birthday. I don't think I have my sound on. All right, here's the compound. Now, if that don't look like some messed up stuff, see this trailer back here in the back, right here? Let me save this. Save image. All right. Let me open that up so I can blow it up. Downloads. All right, now I can blow it up so we can get a good look at it. Let me, now this is the compound these children went missing from. Now, from my understanding, the brother lives back here in this gated area right here. And if you notice, all of it is gated off. So remember they said they went out the sliding door in the back? Now, I'm not for sure what they consider the front here. I would think this is the front, but that may be the back, right? And the front is gated off. But if you look, there's like a camper or some shit right here with a little porch that allegedly the boyfriend's mother and his brother lived there, okay? And then right here you got the meth house or a chicken shack. I'm not quite sure what. I mean, the nicest thing up here is the playground for the kids, okay? The rest of it looks like a Winnebago. That's what I'm thinking it is too. Looks similar to the Wells house. This looks worse than the Wells house. Okay, believe it or not, I don't know. It's pretty close. The Wells is pretty bad too. The Wells just has that school bus and junk cars, but it don't look as bad. Like, let's see what they got in there. You know, this looks like a, you know, there's like windows that look like they're missing here. I don't know quite what this is. It looks like they built onto the house, but then it fell off the house. You see how it's slanted here? It's a double wide trailer. It don't look double wide. Okay, it may be double wide. It may be double wide. But then you got this little pathway that goes through here. You got the little Breaking Bad meth lab back there in the back. Then you got some chicken house, and I don't know. It looks a little sketchy, if you ask me. Now the kids, if what sliding glass door is back here? There's no sliding glass door unless it's in this. And they went out that, and then they ran off, right? I don't see that happening. These kids would have stuck around and played right there in the yard. They've been right over here at this play park playing. And if they would have went out this way, it's fenced in. Look, there's a fence right there. There's a shed right there. There's a construction fence right here, which is like a yellow, like, you know, it's plastic. They make mobile homes a 16-footer. It looks bad, those poor kids. Yeah, I mean, I don't know the conditions of the inside of the home. And I mean, I've seen plenty of people live in worse conditions than this. Believe it or not, I've seen stuff way worse than this. And it really don't matter about your house if there's love in the home and you're taken care of and you're eating. Everybody's not rich. I understand that, right? Some people are poor. They don't have a ton. And believe it or not, that's a nice piece of property. I like it. It's secluded. It looks like you can do whatever the hell you want. Nobody bothers you, because look at it. If you had some shit like this where I live, man, the city would be beating on your door. You would have so many tickets. This breaks so many city code violations around here. They do not play, boy. You can't have a messy yard where I live. They'll give you tickets and fines. You got to cut your grass. You got to clean everything up. You can't have shit everywhere, you know. Now, we had a house when I was a kid out in the country, and of course it was raggedy, you know, and old, but you know, we were taken care of. And that was just, you know, our little vacation spot out in the woods. We had a house in the city too. So that wasn't all ran down, but it's nothing wrong with living poor. It's only wrong when your parents are unaliving you, you know, or you got missing kids. I mean, that's the situation. Let me pull these pictures back up over here so I can get to the next one. I just got to get through all of them real fast. I don't know what this is. PJ sent me. Or is this a little small Keebler child? Oh Lord, that's me. Okay, she sent me a clip of me joking T-Rev. All right, let me pull this back up. Let me see what other photos of the house there is. A lot of them are the kids. All right, that's the one we're looking. Oh, here we go. Here's the sliding glass door. Yeah, this place looks crappy. Oh my Lord. Here we go. Let me pull this up. There we go. Look at that. Okay. Clean your yard. Good Lord. Clean your yard. There's the sliding glass door allegedly that these kids slipped out of. So it is fenced off then, because this is the front or back or front back, right? So what the hell? They got part of a stove here. They had like a fence to the porch. I don't know what they got up here. Stuff for a meth lab? I have no clue. Look, there's a baby's dirty bed right there on the ground. This kind of reminds me of Sebastian Rogers right here. Okay. We got a baby's dirty bed. We got, see the construction fence and a wooden fence behind it. It's like raggedy. I mean, good Lord. Is that a camera? All right, let me see what else we got. Okay, here's an aerial. Let me save this image so I can click it right on to you guys. That ain't what I saved. Here we go. Here's the aerial of it. Dolly drone action. So you look, if they slipped out this door, there is a fence. Okay. I'm sure they need a tetanus shot to live at this house. I mean, good Lord. I mean, you got enough shit in your yard? A lot of it looks like broken down kids' toys. But there is partial offense with boards knocked off of it. There's a pile of wood. There's the damn roof on the damn playhouse is tore up. They got a tarp on that. Okay, so we know the kids didn't go out back into the woods over here. And look how far they are from the street. It ain't like somebody driving down the street kidnapped these kids, because look how far away it is from the street.
Guess they had to get rid of meth evidence before they reported it.
Yes. Oh my God. Now listen, like I said, ain't nothing wrong with being poor. There's a lot of poor people out here. Sometimes poor people are the best people. Look at Dolly. I'm broke as hell. And well, no, I'm $4.99 richer than I was before Army Mom came in. So, but you can clean up a little bit, you know, even if you ain't got the nicest things, you can at least keep the area nice, you know. Poor does not mean slobs. That's what I'm saying. You can be poor and be, you know, pretty clean. I'm a messy person. I'm not the cleanest person myself, but it don't look like this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not the neatest person. Like I don't instantly pick things up. You know, I get around to it, right? I get around to it. I'm kind of lazy, but this is bad, right? This could have easily been like, It is a double wide, and it wouldn't look bad with a little bit of paint, a little pressure washing, clean the yard, put down a little bit of gravel, and they would have a nice location. I mean, honestly, you could make this into a pretty spot. You had to get rid of all this trash, get rid of it is a Winnebago. You can see it right here in the bottom corner. Let me pull this out. Oh, you can't see it because now I'm up there. Hold on. But you can see that it is a Winnebago back here by that meth lab chicken coop. I wonder if there's exposed nails on all them loose boards. You know there is. You know there is. There's shit everywhere. Look, I probably can see a nail. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom in and see if there's any nails. You know there's nails in these boards. Okay? I mean, you need a Technic shot just to get near that barn. I mean, just to get near it. All right, hold on. Let's pull it. I got some more photos of this. Let me make sure. Let me find them. Hold on. I got a lot of shit pulled up. Where's my Facebook at? Damn it. That ain't it. Okay, here we go. Let me see what else we got. I think we've seen this one. Let's bring it over. Let's blow it up. There's a whole ton of them. That's a better look at the Winnebago. So the Winnebago is fenced in. So here's the thing. There's people living out here, okay, behind their house. And they came out the back right here where these people live. And nobody's seen these kids. 10 o'clock in the morning, nobody heard these kids. Nobody's seen these kids. And you know they're in the middle of nowhere, so it's quiet, right? And you know the thing about living somewhere quiet, you hear everything, right? You hear everything. Like where I live is really quiet. So if somebody slams a door outside or there's a kid screaming, I'm going to hear it, okay? Because it's really quiet. And you hear every little noise when it's quiet. A little more of an aerial view of the front. Here we go. Look how far that is off the road. All right. So, I mean, they would have to get out that sliding glass door, go out front, walk towards the road for somebody to abduct them. A little more of an aerial. That looks raggedy. They got a nice porch. Look how nice the porch is. Looks fresh, brand new. The porch costs more than a damn trailer does. Good Lord. I would rather live in the shed. What's hard to believe is they got a brand new porch. It looks like they're going to try to, I don't know, they got some leak and they got wood and bricks on top of the RV. That's from the back of the shed, chicken coop. And you can see it's completely fenced in. So these kids that were able to open the sliding glass door, get out the fence, and just vanish. There's the porch. There's the piles of wood. You can see the fence is missing right there, but it looks like there's fence in front of that. It looks like there's a fence, and then they're building another fence out front of that. So they were working on things, right? It looks like they were working on this fence. Let's see what else we got. They got a lot of wood all over the place. New wood, too. It don't look old. It looks like they bought a lot of wood. So they ain't completely broke. Can I tell you, wood is expensive. I don't know about in Canada, but in America, shit, you go buy a 2x4, you got to take out a mortgage. It don't look heavily wooded, like right around the trailer. All right, there's the weirdo itself. A lot of tires in the yard. Okay, here we can get a better look at the fence here. Let me save that. All right, let's open it up so we can zoom in on it. Is it this one? That wasn't that one. I just saved it. Where did it save it to? All right, here we go. This yard is completely fenced in. Completely fenced in. Let me shrink myself. If you look, there's a fence before this fence. Like they're building a new fence, right? You can see that's pretty new. But behind it is a metal fence that goes all the way right there. So this yard is completely fenced in. Then there's the barn. Look, then there's a little fence over here. Then there's another meth lab, just in case that didn't produce enough meth. You got this here. And then you got what looks like a metal fence with construction fence above it. So this is completely, the back is completely fenced in. Cadaver dogs, next cops know what's up. Yes, they need to bring in the cadaver dogs. I believe that these kids are nowhere near this house. Okay. This fit, no, there's what you're seeing is this fence is open. The first fence, this one is open. Okay, no boards. But if you look right behind it, there's another metal fence that runs all the way down. So it's fenced in. These kids couldn't have got out like that. Or they opened the fence, of course, and walked out. But I don't think the kids are going to do all that. Them kids would have played right there in that area. There's so much stuff to play with there as a kid. So they would have been all up in the barn. They'd have been playing over here. They'd have been playing on the slide, digging holes, chasing bugs. You know how kids are. I don't see them wandering off towards the road, or kids are scared like anybody else. You know, I'm not wandering off into the woods. I mean, I did go into the woods before when I was a kid. We had a house out in the country. I walked out in the woods. But I was a little bit older, or a little bit wiser, I guess, and, you know, always made my way back home. I didn't get lost. I knew what I was doing, you know. You ran loose from 7. Why would the little girl take a backpack to play outside? Yeah, right. Why would they put their rubber boots on? You know, just to go play right out here. When I was a kid, I'm from Georgia. I ran around barefoot. I mean, I walked on hot gravel, hot streets. My feet were burnt black. Right. So I could walk on hot coals when I was a kid. Now my feet are soft. If I hit a little rock, it hurts. But when I was a kid, I could walk across broken glass and not even cut my foot. So probably going to find them in water. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to be in water. If they did something to them, look, you know, they got shovels. There's a couple shovels right there. Look. So we know they own shovels. These look like kids' shovels, though, like toy shovels. But if they did something in this wooded area, they buried them kids somewhere. And it's hard to find somebody when you bury them. Okay? I mean, hard. Unless you get an excavator out there and you start digging up everything. it's going to be hard to find these kids. So let's open up the phone lines. I want to hear from you beautiful people tonight. What do you think about the scaling back the investigation? Now it looks like it's turning more into a criminal investigation. Let me get the phone line up. Give me 1 second. Call-in number. Let me open the phone lines. Okay, phone lines are open. Call-in numbers on the screen, 757-797-6694. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly. Chick bait, Juliet.
Hey,
in
Chick
my
bait.
opinion, hi, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, so my opinion is the family wants to set it up to look like they were running away, which makes no sense to me in the rain.
Yeah, they were trying to build all kind of alibis with they talk to strangers, they'll leave with anybody. I think that was where the cover up began, because most people wouldn't say that. They'd be like, most people teach their kids about stranger danger.
Yeah, you don't have your house set up like that because you want your kids to get out, you know. So it's kind of weird to me that you have that much fencing and you know, quasi security, whatever. You know. Don't gotta be rich to have fences, right? So
you don't got to be rich to have fences, no.
No. So my opinion, my theory is, they try to set it up to look like they ran away, like, we're victims here, right? Why would your kids run away in the rain?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think they ran away at all, and I don't think the police believe they ran away, or they wouldn't be scaling back the searches. They would be upping the searches, asking for the public's help.
No, the scale back is like a giveaway to me that they know something we don't know yet. So.
Yes, and I mean the rumors online is that they done snatched the stepfather or boyfriend or whatever you want to call him back into the police station and been interviewing him all day today.
Yeah, I can't imagine this is going to get any better.
No,
anytime soon. So I think we're about to hear a whole lot of other things, in my opinion, coming up. But
yeah, I think the mom's going to flip on him. I think she's going to tell. But she has to have some culpability in this. You know what I'm saying? Because she was there. She's known these kids have been missing for days. I don't believe they went missing Friday. I don't believe that.
But sometimes like a spouse or a wife will be like too scared to say anything.
Yes, I think that's what it is, and that's why she's blocked.
I'll be next.
Yeah, I'll be next.
Right?
She's scared of them.
Yeah, and that's kind of my theory too. So anyway, thanks for taking my call. Have a good night.
You too. Take it easy, Chick Bait. Peace. Yeah, I mean, it could be something the mother's scared of them, but she knows and was scared to say anything. Because look, if a man hurts your kids and then he's like, you next, you say something, you might not say nothing. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, it's Annie.
Hey, Annie, how's it going?
Hey, this is crazy. What's going on here with this case?
Well, it's looking like it's foul play. The police are scaling back the investigation. They're turning it more into a criminal investigation. Rumors are that they've been, questioning the mom and the boyfriend or stepdad. Now I don't know about the mom because last I heard she ran off with her mother and she's deleted all her socials, but I don't know if she's still in communication with the police. I'm assuming she is.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, I think that they disappeared before Friday. I mean, I can't. I just don't believe that they just went out that sliding door and they went in the yard. It just doesn't make any sense because it's fenced in and there's just no way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the conditions inside of the home, but the outside looks a little trashy.
Yeah, it's not good at all.
Yeah. But I mean, it looks like they had toys for the kids and it looked like they had plenty of room to play. They do have a little play area. So, and this guy's been with her for 3 years. Maybe this is stuff they had before they got together and this dude's just a big old piece of shit.
Yeah, but I mean, don't they have another kid with them?
16-month-old, I believe, either 16 or 18-month-old child. that they have together.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't make any sense because, I mean, they would probably just have all the toys for them, and who cares about the other kids? I mean, not to say who cares about them, but the stepdad, I mean, boyfriend, he just, to me, he doesn't feel like, I just don't feel like he's competent, you know?
Well, he's making like overdoing it, like, oh my God, my kids, and we all know it's not his kids, right? So to me, that's a red flag. His behavior is questionable to me, and the mother's statement is questionable to me. I mean, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. They never got up to cook breakfast for these kids. They never checked on the kids. There's people living behind the house, and they never seen the kids out there.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense either. You know, if you have a 16-month-old, you know, you'd wake up for the kids and you would get up, and even I have a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
And I also have a 2-year-old. I mean, they wake me up.
Uh-huh.
You know, when I'm in the morning, they wake me up and they're like, I'm thirsty or I'm hungry, and I'm like, okay, you know, let's go get some breakfast. Let's do this day. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't understand how she just doesn't wake up or feed her kids or anything.
Didn't care enough to check, you know, didn't even care enough to check on the kids and look at the situation they're in. And now she takes off. Wouldn't you, like, it goes like almost like the Proudfoots when Katie left. Like, would you leave your home if your kids were missing? I wouldn't leave.
No, I wouldn't either. That just doesn't make any sense to me. It just boggles my mind.
Yeah. And I think this is going to unravel really fast. And within a week, we'll have an arrest in this case. One of the family members will be in jail. And I think that's the direction the police are going in now. If they wouldn't be ramping back the search, they would be up in the search, asking for volunteers, asking for the public's help. And they're not. So they're thinking something else is going on.
Friend of the stepdad or whoever he is, wasn't he like fake crying on the show?
Yes. To me, it looks like fake crying. He would just grab his eyes, but even the mom was emotionless. So
Missouri State Penitentiary in Jefferson City, Missouri is haunted.
Not one tear. Thank you, KT. So, hey, look, I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah.
You're breaking up a little bit. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. All right. Bye.
All right. Peace. Okay. So, yeah, there's a lot of haunted places in Pennsylvania, you say. So we may hit a few different haunted places, but we definitely know we're staying in Lizzie Boredom's bedroom in Massachusetts. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Rita from Dexter.
What's up, Rita?
You know who it is.
Yeah, I knew who it was.
Oh, man. Dolly, that yard. Oh, God.
They need to
What a mess.
Yeah, they need
to the stepdaddy, the F-boy, works at the sawmill. That's why they got all that wood.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right.
Okay. I've been doing my little research.
Okay. I didn't know that.
What a mess. Yeah, he works at the sawmill, so that's why they got all that wood. And CPS told her that they were taking that 18-month-old baby if she didn't leave him, because when they went in there, they found all them drugs laying around.
Did they find
That's all over the yes,
is that
they
what
did.
you're hearing? Okay.
That's what's all over the news. It's all over social media.
I haven't heard
they
that
might
on
know
the
right
news.
where she is. Well, that's what's going on. Well, the news on, you know me, I go in the groups.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I'm in the chat. There's a huge chat.
Yeah.
And there's like 3,000 people in it.
I found one
And
that
they're
had
all in there talking about it.
10,000 members, but they had it on pause. I tried to join it and it was paused for 10
No,
hours.
well, the group, yeah, they paused it and they paused the chat, but the chat's back open. The group is open. I'm in all the groups.
Uh-huh.
But I went in there and I started talking to the people in there, and the locals have a lot to say. Now, they live there.
Uh-huh.
So they're going to know more than us.
Yeah.
They're going to know more. And I'm looking at that property, and that looks like one of those sheds you put together. I know that's a trailer, but it looks like one of them sheds, but it looks like it's hanging off the cliff there at the end.
Yeah.
But if they did get out, yeah. So I mean, it just looks thrown together. There's no foundation. It's sitting on brick, and you got all these people living on this property, and nobody's seen them kids. They're all involved in this, and every one of them need to be sitting up at the jailhouse getting talked to.
I agree.
That don't make no sense. You got the parents in the back, or whatever, and then you got the brother you said was out the back in the shack.
The brother and his
played,
mother.
Yeah, and then you got nails and stuff all over. And I know there's nails in that yard. They've been fixing fences, and they've got nails.
Yeah, I got nails in my yard. I got to pick them up because I've been building a deck and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I've been dropped a bunch of nails. I need to go through my yard with a magnet and pick up the nails myself. But I ain't got small kids running around either.
No, you don't. And you know what? You clean up after yourself. And they're going on in the chat about how this was a Don Wells and Candace thing. And look, they all ain't got caught. These parents are going to get caught.
Oh yeah, they're going to jail for
Someone's
sure.
going to snitch. And I'm sorry. I saw the aerial view of Don and Candace's house, but you had went out there. You know more than us. You went out there. You were physically there. You met them. You hung out with them. You guys know way more about them than we do.
The inside of their house, the inside of Don and Candace's house was clean. I was in it.
It's clean, yeah.
Yeah. So
I know. You told us that. It was clean. And Candace has all these beautiful photos of Summer that she keeps to herself that social media don't even have. You know, I don't think these cases are the same. I think we got two idiot parents that came up with a bright story, and we got kids that were missing way before they were reported missing. And I also believe that they buried those kids out there in that wooded area. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
And until they get somebody out there with the ground looking for disturbed ground, and they're scaling back the search. I think they're trying to get somebody to tell them where those kids are. Take them to those kids.
Yeah, I don't think they hid the kids anywhere. And you know, here's the thing: Don and Candace Wells, their property, it needs to be cleaned up. Like, it's messy, but it's a beautiful property. I mean, there's creeks, there's streams. It's in between two mountains. It is beautiful. I would love to have it. I'd bulldoze that house down, build me a house right there, and clean the yard, and you would have a beautiful property. I mean, beautiful.
Oh yeah. And then, they could clean this up, put a beautiful garden out there.
Yeah,
that house is a scrapper's dream.
Yeah, scrapper
and a dumpster's dream. What you don't put in the dumpster, you give to the scrapper. Seriously,
absolutely.
And they could put a beautiful garden out there. They could even have like a couple of horses, and they could really, really knock that place out.
Even I planted some flowers today. Even Dolly went outside and planted some flowers today.
Yes.
So,
and I don't live in the nicest house in town, but I'll tell you what, my yard is clean. I got grandkids that come over here, and I have to make sure my yard is clean.
Yeah,
We're getting ready to put a swing set up.
I don't live in the biggest house. I live in a small ranch, but I got a big yard. I got a really big yard.
And when my grandkids are here, we got 16, 20 eyes on them, because when they come over, my son comes down. He brings his girlfriend, their baby. My daughter comes up, brings the two girls. All of us be in this house together, and everybody's eyes are on them kids, because my daughter watches her kids with 6 eyes. And I'm telling you now, the people laying in bed all morning, this whole story makes no sense. Yeah. And when you get in there and those locals, and you get in that chat, Dolly, get in that chat. Trust me on this. The locals have so much to say. I can't even repeat it all. I've been in it all night, sleuthing up in there. And I had sent you that thing on Facebook, but I didn't know if you got to see it. But I wanted you to see that, they have these groups. But these people that did this, they're going to get caught. This is not no Don and Candace situation. There's nothing exciting about this. This is terrible what happened here. There are 2 kids gone, and nobody is going to tell the truth until those police get in there and question them. And I don't care what anybody says. The mama's just as guilty as him.
I said the same thing. Everybody always goes after the man for some reason. I don't know why, but I go after everybody.
Oh, yeah.
To me, if you're there, you're responsible. Just as responsible. Right? Everybody, like you said, his mother, his brother, they need to have all these people at the police station. and telling them, hey, this person said you did this, this person said you did that, and turn them on each other until one of them talks.
Yeah, because I don't know who's questioning who or what they're doing, but man, what is it, 6, 7 days in? How long? These kids have been missing since Friday. We're getting ready to hit Friday again. We got a whole other weekend ahead of us. I don't know the weather they've been having, but I'm going to tell you what, in Missouri, we've been having a lot of tornadoes.
Hey, Rita.
You know, I've been through 3 myself.
Rita, let me let you go. I got an international call coming in.
All righty. All right. I will talk to you later. Bye.
All right, peace. Dolly.
Dolly, Leanne from Australia. How are you?
Hey, Leanne. Pretty good. I seen it was an international number.
Ah, lovely, lovely. Well, I reckon we're going to have some arrests soon.
I think so too. I mean, I knew this in the very beginning with the way the parents were acting and the families fighting in the front yard. I was like, okay, this is going to unravel fast. And right after I said that, the police come out the next day and say, hey, we're scaling back. It's turning into an investigation, and we don't think the kids are alive.
No, and they just don't look smart enough to pull this off and get away with it. Like someone's going to crack. It'll probably be the mother, I reckon. She'll crack. That's why she's gone. She's getting ready.
I think so too. And they're telling her, hey, either you go down together or he goes down, but somebody's going down for this. And I still think she's responsible, just as responsible as for him, but I don't know the relationship. Is he abusing her and she's scared of him? Because then that makes it a different situation. If you say
that's probably the card she'll play. She'll play that card.
That she was
Because
scared.
the mother doesn't protect their children. There's been plenty of police around. She could have turned around at any time and said, "This is what's happened." She's kept quiet this long.
Yeah. I think I would definitely say that's why I didn't report the kids missing, is he said he would kill me or something like that, and just turn on him, because if not, they're both going down together. Now
they'll both go down.
I don't know how strict Canada is on like crime, because I've never been to Canada because I don't have a passport. But I was right there at the border of Canada when I went to Niagara Falls, but they wouldn't let me in because I didn't have a passport. And I like I said, I don't know how strict they are, how good their police are, but by the way they were talking, it seems like they're about to do something about it.
It looks like it. I reckon. I've been following, and I'm thinking definitely we're going to have arrests. We're going to have something. I mean, I'm looking at the screen now. You got that big rusty drum just in the center of the garden.
Yeah,
I hope they've checked that.
Yeah. Now in Australia, how good are the police in Australia? Do they usually get people pretty quickly and good on crime, or how's the police in Australia?
Look, it's touch and go. Some are good. I mean, we've had a lady, Samantha Murphy, missing since February last year. I run a group, and they've arrested someone. He's not talking. There's nothing. We're not allowed to say certain things. You know how you guys could do these shows? We can't do stuff like that. We get shut down.
Oh, the freedom of speech thing don't quite apply, huh?
No. So that's why we all follow you guys.
Yeah.
But,
it looks like such a beautiful.
Australia
looks like such a beautiful place not to be able to say what you want.
It is, and you know what? It is a beautiful country. I'm very lucky. When they say the lucky country, it is the lucky country. It's a little bit different. Things get done a little bit different here. I think we need to toughen up. The laws need to be toughened up here. Like we've never had interrogations released like you guys do. Not that I've seen, not that I've ever seen. You know how you can sit and watch big 2-hour interrogations in America. We don't get to watch any of that here. We not allowed to talk about this guy that's been arrested. We're not, it's all just waiting. It's not as good. I think they need to toughen up. Our laws would be good.
It's on my visit list. There's 2 places I want to visit, Japan and Australia.
Oh, you and PJ are always welcome here. I'm happy to show you around.
Awesome. If I ever get there, I'll definitely check you out. Okay, you be good, and I will talk to you later.
You take it easy.
All right.
Thanks, Dolly. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, peace. Yeah, Australia is on my bucket list of places to visit. It looks so beautiful, right? And I'm like, man, I want to visit there one day. Same thing with Japan. It's just like I like places that, when you see it in a brochure, it just looks so awesome. You get there, it probably sucks, but the pictures of it just look beautiful. And I'm like, hey, I want to go there one day. And I used not to fly, but now I do. So I got to take care of getting my passport, all these things together. Dolly, I'm local from there, is trying to call in. Okay, well, the phone lines are open. They're open right now. So if you're trying to call in, call on in. I'm here taking calls. But give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. I got I've been putting this little wax on my tooth, and I need to grab some real quick. So give me 1 second, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with you. I missed that call, but call back. I have a chipped tooth, and I've been having to put this little wax on it because it's sharp until I can get my tooth pulled or fixed. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, this is Lewis from Cleveland.
Hey, Lewis.
Hey. Well, this looks so bizarre.
Yes.
I mean, it looks like somebody just threw a house in a yard that just they need to clean up, and no one took care of the whole property at all.
They seem a little lazy to me because, they were sleeping at 10 o'clock. The yard looks terrible, so it don't look like they're getting a lot done. But they are building a new fence.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could see it, but it still doesn't look like they actually took care of the fence or the house itself.
No, definitely not. So I think they done did something to these kids and have hit them. And they're about to go to prison. They're on their way out.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot that could be. They could put them in the ground or something, or in the basement in the house.
Well, there ain't no basement in the trailer.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever seen a trailer with a basement? I ain't never seen one with a basement. I could be wrong, but I've never seen one with a basement.
I've seen one, but it had a kind of like a crawl space in the floor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they'll have a little opening where they sit on the cinder blocks and they put the little skirting around it. But
yeah,
that trailer could use a good painting. The yard could use a good cleaning, and they need to tear that raggedy shit down behind it. Somebody says the septic tank. That maybe that's a good place to check. But if you was going to, hurt somebody, you wouldn't leave them on your property, would you? Wouldn't you get them far away from your house as you could?
Well, yeah, true. I mean, you wouldn't have them on your property, especially when people and the police are sketchy about what you're doing.
Yeah, because they're going to search the house and the property. So, I mean, I wouldn't, I would never do nothing like that. But if I did, let's just say I became a axe murderer tomorrow. I'm not leaving you at my house so people can find you. I'm going to put you somewhere.
Well, yeah. Plus, the house doesn't look too big as it is.
They need cadaver dogs in them vehicles. All them vehicles they got parked out in front of their house, they need to get the dogs in them vehicles and see if one of them dogs, cadaver dogs, hit anything. Because if they did unalive these babies and put them in one of them vehicles, them dogs will alert to it.
Oh, yeah. That is so true.
So And I think that's the phase of the investigation. Even they hinted to it. When somebody said something about cadaver dogs, they were like, well, now that we're scaling back, that may be our next step. They know that's what they're about to do. They already know. Yeah. They're already planning ahead. They know they ain't playing it by ear. They got a plan. And I'm sure as the days go, they're going to have more people in there spraying luminol and all those things, looking for blood and looking for different traces of decomposition or anything like that.
Oh yeah. Plus, they need to look in to see if they own another property or so.
Yeah. Well, we know her mother don't live there, and his family. This must be his house and his family's property because they all live there. Her family don't live there. It's his family that lives there. So I'm assuming this property belongs to him, and his family is living with him.
Well, yeah.
So that's why she left and he didn't. It's because she went with her mother, and she probably ain't been living there but the 3 years they've been together. So so he's probably lived in this property for a while. His mama, his brother, him, and I mean, I don't know the situation, but somebody's going to jail. I know that.
Oh yeah, true. I mean, they need to find out. I mean, where the kids are.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate you calling, buddy. You be good.
All right. You too. Have a great night.
All right. Peace. Yeah. So, rumors are social services told her to get the baby, get away from him. Right now he's the number one suspect. I would say the mother's suspicious too, though. Dolly.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey.
So this is Darcy, and I'm from Pictou County.
You're from Pictou County? Okay.
Yep. So I'm pretty local, from not too far from where everything happened.
Do you know any of these people by any chance?
I don't know them personally, but I know folks that say they know them pretty well. I don't know them myself.
Okay, what's the rumors going around town? What are the locals talking about?
Well, there was several red flags instantly that everybody kind of caught on to. The fact that they said that they missed school that one day, and then it became several days. And the fact that they said the little boy had a pull-up on. Well, how long is that pull-up going to stay on? It's going to get full. Nobody even talked about that. The mom, she's on a reservation with her family.
Okay. What native is it? Is there native?
They're Mi'kmaq.
What is that? Is that Native American? Is that Indian?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know. But I don't know if I
can the regular police, can the mounted police even go in there and mess with her, or does it have to be handled by the native police? Do they have their own police?
No, it has to be handled by the RCMP. The local police cannot do anything. It has to be the RCMP that handle the reservation.
Oh, okay. That's kind of how it is here in America. The police can't really go up on the reservation. They got to have the native do whatever they do and escort the people off the reservation before they can even arrest them.
Oh, it used to be like that back in the day, but there was too many incidences that they let the RCMP right in there now.
Oh, okay. All right. So I heard she's deleted all her social medias.
And who's focusing on changing their Facebook status when their kids are missing?
Apparently, but I mean, what if she's getting death threats and hate mail constantly? You killed your kid. Where's your kid at, bitch? You know how people are. They'll start harassing you. I mean, that's if she's innocent. If she has something to do with it, she deserves all of that and more. But it's hard to think, well, your kid ain't went to school in days. All of a sudden, your kid just vanishes. You didn't get up and check on them to feed them or nothing, right? It's 10 o'clock. They hadn't eaten breakfast. You haven't went in there and looked to make sure they're okay. To me, them are huge red flags. And she has, even if he did something to the kids, she would know about it, because I don't think they went missing Friday. I think they went missing.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah, I think they went missing days ago, and she's going to know her kids weren't there for days.
Well, listen, a few years ago, I had the experience that I thought my kids were missing. And I'm telling you, the very last thing in my mind was calling 911 because I was checking every single spot and every single lead that I possibly could before that. And she said she just woke up and called it.
Yeah.
Called 911. That's weird to me.
Yeah.
Because you're in shock. You're in disbelief. You're not at that stage yet right away.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a lot of places she could have ran out and searched, like the camper, the damn barn, the multiple barns, the chicken coops. I mean, I would have checked the property fairly well before I would have went into full-blown panic mode. I mean, I may have been panicking a little bit, but I wouldn't have been full-blown panicking yet until I realized, hey, these kids are not here.
Right, until you've checked everything off the list.
Uh-huh.
And nobody, it wasn't mentioned that his family lived on there for a couple days. It was just them two. Like, there was no mention of his family.
Yeah, and if the kids went out that sliding glass door, they would have been in the front yard of the mama and brother's place.
Exactly, and nobody mentioned that for a few days.
Yeah,
they said that there was the parents got into an altercation. They got into a fight. Police called it a domestic situation or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why she left, because her family was accusing him of being involved somehow, and then so his family kicked them off the property, and that's why she went to the reserve.
Yeah,
She has no family. So I mean, that there's a lot that's not being said. And I feel confident that the police do know something, and they're not going to say anything. They're not going to show their cards.
Yeah, I think they're feeling the same way we're all feeling about the situation, that these parents know something, and it's just a matter of getting it out of them. That's why they're scaling back the search, because they know them kids ain't out there.
If they were gone on Friday, and the amount of area that they searched, it's implausible.
Yeah.
Like they would have been within those bounds if they were gone on Friday, like they said.
Yeah, I believe like you thinking that when they didn't show up for school, they were already gone.
Right. Nobody laid eyes on them since I think it was Monday or Tuesday. Besides the parents.
So that gave them time to to work on their story, because both their stories sounded like it was rehearsed to me.
Absolutely, it did.
So
absolutely,
terrible situation. I don't see how people can hurt their kids. They had beautiful kids. I've always wanted a son. I just can't see how people could kill their kids. It just don't even register in my mind good. I mean, I know people that have killed their kids, right? I've been around them. I just can't understand, because my mind don't think like that. I don't know what is malfunctioning in these people's brains. But my kid is a part of me. It's like, would you cut your own arm off? Why would you hurt your kid?
Well, if you were trying to cover something up, you sure would.
Now, I mean, I'm hearing a lot of rumors that they think these kids may have got into some drugs.
It's very, see, they didn't really say it. We didn't hear any of that on the news or anything like that about any drugs, about his family. There was a lot that was kind of kept out for.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking when Rita called in, she said that a lot of people were saying that there was drugs in the house. That's why social services told her to get away. But I'm thinking if there was drugs in the house, they would have arrested him, and he would be in jail until they figured it out. If there was drugs in the house.
Not standing there doing interviews.
Yeah, which is bizarre, because he's a bizarre guy. Just the way he talks and the way he acts, the fake crying, like he hadn't shed one real tear in none of the interviews, not one. He rubs his eyes.
More emotional than her.
He'll rub his eyes, but that to me is a red flag, because he should them ain't his kids, right? I can understand caring about the kids, but acting like he's acting when they ain't his kids is a little bizarre.
Well, he gave so many more interviews than the mom.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed way more emotional than the mom. It's very suspicious.
I get Chris Watts vibes from him. Is what he kind of reminds me of. It's like Chris Watts tried to get out in front of it too, like in front of the interviews. Oh, people will believe me if I talk, because some people believe if you talk, you are innocent. right? Oh,
Exactly.
he's cooperating, he's talking, he's doing interviews. That don't mean shit. A lot of killers have gave interviews and talked and be the ones that done it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't trust him or her or his mom or anybody on that property right now. They should be sitting at the police station until they figure out what's going on with these kids.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just a matter of time before. I think that the police are working on some undercover stuff that they're not telling anybody about right now, and it's just going to all come out.
I think so too. Hey, well, look, hey, I appreciate you calling in and giving us the local scoop.
You're welcome.
All right, you be good. Stay safe.
Hey, bye.
All right, peace. All right, guys, I'm going to play this audio, and this comes from Plunder, okay? And this is the 911 call, the dispatch audio. Make sure, if you haven't, check out Plunder. I'm not going to show the video because it's just audio, but I am going to play it so you guys can hear it, okay? So let's take a little listen to the audio from the 911 dispatch of Jack and Lily Sullivan going missing. All right.
She has no phone reception, but she does have photo of the two kids. The 6-year-old is the girl, I believe, and she's wearing pink. The 4-year-old is wearing some blue dinosaur boots. So, yeah, I think that's all we kind of have right now. The drone operator is still on scene with the mom, so.
Make sure mom stays close to the house there in case they happen to sneak out and get back into the house.
So we've got this troubling case out of Nova Scotia, and I was up all hours of the night doing research and just trying to dig through today all this dispatch audio, hours and hours and hours worth of dispatch audio out of Canada. It's regarding the two missing children, Lily and Jack Sullivan. I've heard some pretty interesting things over the dispatch from Friday, May 2nd. That's the day that the children were reported missing. So I wanted to dig and dig and dig and see what I could find. So far, the most interesting thing is that one of the authorities is telling another, the dispatcher is saying, make sure the mom stays close to the house.
Make sure mom stays close to the house there in case they happen to sneak out and get back into the house.
Make sure the mom stays close to the house. And that's exactly what did not happen. And I'm wondering why. So Lily and Jack Sullivan were last seen on Friday, May 2nd, 2025. So it's been 6 days. Today is Wednesday, May 7th. And that's kind of scary to think about. Young children being missing this long. So now they're trying to put the pieces together on Friday morning. I've heard so many conflicting reports. As you'll hear, or you might have just heard, one dispatcher is saying they were last seen at 8 a.m.
in their bedroom due to call this morning, and they haven't been seen since then. I need to get a good statement and figure stuff out. Corporal McGinnis, can you copy there? I think the portable's spotty.
All right, guys, if you're just tuning in, we got 1,300 of you in here. We haven't even hit 1,000 likes yet. Okay, so take a second, like the video for me. Yeah. Thank you, Veronica. Does that say Veronica? Victorian. I ain't got my glasses on. The screen is small, but thank you for joining. Make sure you hit the like button and sub up if you haven't, just like that person just did. Let's see if we can hit 1,000 likes. And the audio you're hearing is a lot of the dispatch audio. And this is coming from a video that Plunder posted just a few hours ago. There's really no video footage. It's just audio. So we're just playing it. And hopefully, you know, something comes up and one of these people talk, because that's what it's going to have to be. I don't believe these kids are in the woods near that trailer whatsoever. They've took these kids away from there days ago, and they come up with this story that the kids just vanished. But that audio report said that they seen the kids in the bedroom at 8 a.m. See, there's inconsistent statements in this, and, you know, they were sleeping, and first they seen the kid at 8 a.m., and now they ain't been seeing the kid at all. But they know what the kid was wearing. It's weird. It's strange.
Was that you I heard on here that was going to do a search of the residence again?
Audio.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. They were
The
going
mom left the home, I think, yesterday or the day before yesterday.
to do the property and the residence again.
Cover that.
Property and the residence again. Copy. And just for everyone's awareness, based on the profile, the children could have traveled at least 6 kilometers. So keep that in mind.
Sergeant Young, for your awareness, their media release has been put out, and a non-intrusive alert has been sent out to Pictou County.
Perfect. Thank you.
At 8:00 a.m. that morning, I've heard that reported twice throughout this dispatch, Friday, May 2nd, but then trying to piece together other reports claim the children were last seen at 10 a.m. I don't know where the confusion is coming in, but this happened at the home of these two people you're about to meet. You're going to see their interviews, the mom and the stepdad, who really isn't a stepdad. The mom calls him her partner.
Just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. Full as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up. I heard them playing in the next room beside us. And I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them, watching them. And they happen to just get out that sliding door and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet. And we get up and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no. And we get up instantly. We're looking outside. We're looking everywhere, yelling for them. And I instantly just call 911. I just had the instinct I needed to call. They're both really go-lucky children. They're so sweet. They talk to anyone. They'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now, but we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued. Not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been, but just an alert to let everyone know that they are missing. We had people text me saying that they weren't aware someone else let them know that they were missing, and it would just be nice if everyone could be alerted. We thought maybe that we found tracks, but it's still uncertain. It's been raining and they're probably soaking wet, but with the sun today, I'm hopeful that they are feeling warm. We're all filled with pain and sorrow because we just want them found. We want them home. Everyone loves them. They are definitely verbal. And they do have possible autism, but it's not extreme autism. It's just they have issues with school, and they don't catch up with the other kids. I just want to remain hopeful. But there's always, in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds.
Well, you didn't even check on them, woman, right? She didn't even check on them while they were in the house with you. You slept, didn't get up to fix them breakfast, nothing. She's pretty much emotionless. You would think if a mother was missing their kids, she'd be crying and sobbing and uncontrollable, right? But that don't seem to be the case in these situations. Like, how can you be a mother and be so like no emotion? Right? No emotion whatsoever. Like, I'd be freaking out and be crying, and I'm a man, right? So, and I know most women are way more sensitive than men, I just don't see how she could be so, nonchalant about her children missing.
And I don't want to go through that another night without them.
So unfortunately, this case is reminding some people of a Jennifer Soto, Stephen Stearns type of situation. It's happening in a place called Lansdowne in...
I said the same thing. It's a mixture between the Cal City Boys, Maddie Soto, Sebastian Rogers. It has signs of all these missing kid cases. There's little red flags that remind you of each one, especially the Stephen Stearns stuff. With Maddie Soto. We talked about that last night. Where a mother chooses a man over her kids. Now, is this a situation of that, or is this a scared woman that's being beat by this man and he said, look, you say anything, you're next. I don't care what, I'll get you. And she's scared to say anything. I mean, I don't know. I guess as time goes by, we'll figure it out, because this case is unraveling quick. I believe there will be arrests within the week of whatever's went on in this case. I don't know if the kids will turn up in a week, but I know somebody will be arrested within the week at the rate this is going. And then maybe the kids, once they confess, will know where these kids are at, and they can get the proper burial that they deserve. Because right now, it ain't just me saying that. The police are saying they don't believe at this time that these children are alive. Listen, when you're 4 and 6 years old, you can only survive in the woods for so long. Okay. Even as a grown person, if you're not experienced outdoorsman, you're only going to survive in the woods for so long. If you don't find fresh water in 3 days, you're going to die. Your kidneys are going to shut down. Now, it was raining. Could they be sipping out of puddles and things? Yes, but you're talking experienced outdoors people. You would have to boil that water. There's parasites and things like that. I just don't see these kids surviving, right? Like, I don't see us hitting 1,000 likes. We only got 972. I'm about to rage quit, okay? I'm going missing. I'm about to run off into the woods right now. Y'all going to have to come find me because y'all didn't like my damn video. All right, all this work I put in tonight, and y'all ain't even like it, okay? I see how you are.
Nova Scotia. You can hear from the dispatch. I tried to just pick out the most interesting parts related to the case, when they learned the children were missing, how the search began, what conflicting reports are coming out. Over dispatch, you hear someone saying she has no phone reception, but she does have a photo of the 2 kids. I don't know if they're speaking about the mother at this point. The mother of the 2 missing children, Lily and Jack Sullivan, her name is Malehya Brooks Murray, and her partner, or the guy they're calling the stepdad, is Daniel Martin. They've both given interviews. It seems like Daniel has given more than Malehya has, but I've been searching and searching.
Let's see who's going to be the lucky 1,000 like tonight, okay? Let's see who it's going to be.
I don't know if they're talking about Malehya not having phone reception. Supposedly, she was the one who called 911, so I'm assuming she would have reception. But there's this Facebook group I've been following, and I put all my sources below, so many Canadian publications, and some people are saying the dad said he went searching first before 911 was called. There's a lot of inconsistencies people are picking up on.
I know they took their boots. That's pink boots for Lily, blue boots for Jack with dinosaurs on them. Lily had her backpack with white, and it was white with strawberries on it. I imagine now if they're in the woods that it'd be probably brown, but I don't see them carrying their backpack. I don't see them keeping a pull-up one for that long after it got.
Okay, so he would think the white backpack be brown for being in the woods. Yeah. Hey, miss. And he don't think the pull-up would stay on for that long. How does he know? Well, I guess if they seen him the night before, they would have an indication. So this kid got up wearing a pull-up and put on some rubber boots. I don't know. I just have a hard time buying this dude's story. And he's a ginger. Okay, we know gingers don't have souls. I'm kidding. For everybody that's a ginger that's watching, it's just a joke. Don't take it personally. Okay, don't take it personally. I know we may have some gingers in here tonight. All right, but you know the word is gingers. You don't have souls. I didn't come up with it. All right, I'm just kidding. But I don't trust this guy.
Got soaked from the very first day. We only found the 2 boot tracks outside of the house.
Whereabouts?
Right beside the house, probably 10 feet away from the backyard.
In the backyard, okay.
Dolly just lost 50 likes, right? There's no way we got 50 gingers in here. There's no way.
Nothing new, other than the helicopters are still in the air, and they had dogs. They took around the dogs today, and as of last night, they had 8 more drones going on with infrared. I urge the public to come out if you have anything, come out as fast as possible and get it to any detachment or any police service that you have available to get to talk to. And Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, anything like that. But Lily loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack, bugs. They're like best friends, not just brother and sister.
Anyway, over the dispatch, we hear them saying, the 6-year-old is the girl, I believe. She's wearing pink. The 4-year-old, who is the boy, Jack, he's wearing blue dinosaur boots. That's all that official had at that point. Later, more details would come out, like the girl allegedly wearing her backpack. And I don't know where the 8 a.m. came from, because during the mom's interview,
How dare you? I'm a ginger. I'm playing. Nothing personal. I'm just picking. I'm sure gingers are the hottest girls ever. There you go. See, look at that. He's trying to get him a wife up in here tonight, right? He's like, I'm going to hook up one of these gingers up in Dolly's room. Okay. It might work for you there. It might work for you, hippie. I don't know, though. I don't know. You got to be smooth with the gingers. Okay. You got to be smooth with the gingers.
She spoke about waking up, drifting in and out of sleep.
Thank you, Timmy.
Playing like right in the room next door or something.
I didn't say gingers were ugly. I said gingers didn't have no soul. I'm playing. I didn't come up with that. I think I've seen it on South Park. I can't remember.
And then she says she knows somehow, I don't know if they have Ring cameras or something, I don't know how she knew this knowledge, but she said the children opened the sliding glass door, and this sliding glass door, they can't hear it, and she's drifting in and out of sleep. And then the children, I guess, must have closed that sliding glass door, and they were out there playing. Now, you will see in some of these reports, there's like a lean-to type of wood structure. I know Daniel at some point somewhere talks about cabins, and you'll hear in the dispatch coming up where they've searched cabins. They've done a thorough search, and it's very scary that 6 days later, a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old have not been found. Allegedly, there was a possible boot print or something found, but nothing came of it. From Canada, police did update the public today. Today is Wednesday, May 7th, and they said, yeah, basically nothing came of that boot print. Daniel did mention that in his interview, as if certain boot prints from the kids facing the road were found, but these parents insist, as they say in the dispatch too, the children would not go and cross the road in front of their home. There's this home, it's on Garlock Road, and it's really...
Yes, that's one of the key things that stand out to me, is that they talk about the kids in past tense. Okay. He loved this or she loved this. It's like, they're not here anymore. Right. Or you could have said that Lily loves this. Not loved. Loves. She loves bugs. She loves playing. She loves. That's what you would say. You wouldn't say loved and speak about them like they're not here. That's some Don Wells type stuff. And Don Wells don't think Summer's with us anymore. He think, some people say he knows, but they speak in Summer in past tense. And when you speak in past tense already at day 5 or day 4, that's a big red flag to me.
Dense. I mean, it's beautiful out there, lots of trees, but it's like a lot of slopes, a lot of dangerous terrain. And to imagine 2 children wandering around such terrain, you'll hear in the dispatch coming up too, like one of the rescuers or one of the searchers had extreme muscle cramps. And maybe that's the person they talked about being carried out of the woods today when they talked about it in the presser. I will put the presser at the end for you in case you haven't seen it.
No idea. I had no idea. I'm still searching every day. I'm waiting for information. I have to let them do a lot of their stuff with the aircrafts and everything else, and dogs and searchers. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be coordinated, and I can't just go run into the woods. I want to, but I just can't right now because the search is just so far out.
But okay, this stepdad partner, Daniel Martell.
The searchers are so far out. Well, why don't you pick somewhere else to search? There's plenty of woods to search, right? Somebody says, "Oh, look at them T-Rev teeth." F Dolly, okay? That dude's out dashing and crashing. Better leave that man alone. Anyway, I don't buy the fake crying. I don't buy this guy at all. And I'm to be honest, I'm not feeling what the mother's saying either, much more than this guy. It's like, I don't know what happened. I know kids sometimes, for you guys that have seen the birthday video with Lily screaming while they're trying to sing happy birthday, kids can be a handful, right? For any parent. I don't care how good of a parent you are. One kid is hard. 3 small kids, oh my God, right? I'd had to get me hair plugs like Justin, right? If all my hair done fell out. It would be so hard as a parent to take care of 3 kids. Listen, I know there's mothers out there that do it, right? That can, handle it like a pro. But wow, that is a lot on a person. And sometimes that stress, if you don't have help, can overwhelm you. And then you add drugs on top of that and like not patient, bad things can happen. I think it's a recipe for stories like this. Everybody at some point needs a little break, but there's no excuse for hurting your kids. There's no excuse. If the kids are getting too much, you reach out for help for somebody. You do what you can to, even if you got to step outside, take a little breather, but there's no reason in this world to hurt your kids. And they had 3 small kids. And I'm sure that's a handful for anybody.
Mom, Malehya Brooks Murray. Again, I found it so ironic that one dispatcher said, make sure mom stays close to the house.
Allegedly.
Just make sure mom stays close to the house there in case they happen to sneak up and get back into the house. Now, this is early.
RP says, I raised 3 by myself. And I'm sure it's a handful. It's a lot of work. And good job. Good job doing that, I raised 1. That shit was hard as could be. Okay. So I can imagine 3. I only have 1 kid. I couldn't imagine 3 kids. I would be homeless, broke. My daughter hits me up with enough money constantly, right? That she needs something always. So I'd be living in a dirt shack. I'd be living in that little barn that they got in the back of their house, right? Like the little rusty roof, tin roof. Rustin reminds me of the B-52s. Is that the name of that band? Love Shack. That shit, right? So 3 kids that had, on maybe possibly on the spectrum, kids raise hell, right? They raise a lot of hell, and you got to be on your toes to deal with it. And if you ain't, and especially if they ain't your kids, and I could see this dude possibly getting aggravated and doing something bad. It's just, to me, he seems like he's faking. Like the whole shit looks like a show to me. Oh, I'd run out in the woods. He's holding their pictures, like you're doing more than the mama's doing. That to me is odd.
During the search, during those early moments, during those early hours where perhaps authorities are used to kids just kind of getting out, wandering around, and being found a couple of hours later. So it was great advice. While the searchers are out doing their thing, and the dad and the stepdad partner, her partner, is allegedly out searching.
The last few days have been very stressful. I mean, ever since the Friday morning when we noticed that the children were gone. Immediately jumped in the vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads, many culverts as I could, and waited for the police to get there.
It was good for this dispatcher to advise, make sure mom stays close to the house. Someone has to be there in case, she sees her little ones wandering and she can beckon for them to come to her. Well, this mom left the next day, Saturday, May 3rd. There's a whole lot of drama going on. She left to go to another location. I believe she has a young baby. Her partner has other children. They obviously got into some sort of kerfluffle. There was an incident, apparently.
I've never heard that word, kerfluffle. What the hell is a kerfluffle? Is that like a skirmish? Is that like a fight? That's like the family was out there headbutting each other? A kerfluffle. That's a brand new one to me. Plunder, I'm stealing it. Every time somebody fights, I'm be like, hey, that's a kerfluffle there. Okay. I mean, we don't use that word in the South. Okay. Kerfluffle. We just be like, kick his ass, sea bass. Okay. That's usually what we say. The kerfluffle thing is, that's a brand new one for me. All right? Just saying. All right. Don't make me go full kerfluffle up in this bitch. Y'all better hit the like button. All right. We're going to have us a kerfluffle going on up in here. I'm stealing it. I'm putting it in my vocabulary now. All right. Next video, hashtag kerfluffle.
Saturday, May 3rd. I even went through a lot of dispatch trying to figure out what happened with this incident. Thus far, on Saturday, I haven't found anything about what the argument was, what the fight was, whatever happened between this couple that caused the woman to skedaddle, to leave her home while her young children are still missing. Daniel's even going to talk about getting interviewed by police. He's going to talk about Malehya blocking him on social media. And so people are like, what is happening during this missing children's case? You would expect the mom and stepdad or her partner to just draw closer together, not farther apart. Some people were wondering, are the police going to announce the arrest of these two? But they didn't.
I mean, I could tell what it was by the way she used it. Kerfluffle. I mean, I knew it was something alleged to an altercation or a fight. I mean, I don't know the word. I never heard it, but I understood in the context that she used it. I mean, I could put 2 to 2 together, make 4. So I kind of knew what she was talking about. It's just not a word that's in my limited vocabulary. Okay.
It was a sad, sad presser. But during this search, there have been a lot of different rumors. Everyone turns into a sleuth. Of course, everyone wants to help. There was some rumor about, some foreign men were seen, 2 men, and I guess that's been debunked. And now, even in the dispatch audio, the dispatcher explains a 911 call she received. Someone saw a suspicious vehicle, but it turned out to be nothing suspicious after all.
Okay, so for, otherwise, what are the details? Have they been gone in a long time? 0800.
Oh, that was my last name.
The last point, no.
Member is here on Garlock Road. We just had a 911 call. Can I go ahead with the details?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're going to call via 911 from a Karen Ponacao. Kind of about 5 minutes. She was reporting just driving past a black Honda CRV. Nova Scotia marker Golf Mike Fox 320 that left the outdoor recreational park close to the residence. It is permanently closed. Complaint is unsure if related, but it felt a bit strange to her. Driver was a white male around 50 years old, bald with a mustache. And it left from 1480 Garlock Road. I can send that around to your MWS if it's easier.
So people have their eyes peeled and, they're looking at everyone with suspicion, especially because the parents are inferring potentially that the children were abducted.
We were searching. We covered everywhere possible. Even in the first day we did. Even with me running through the woods, I was ahead of the helicopters and ahead of the drones and stuff like that. Screaming as loud as I can. And just until my throat hurt. Running through water that was up to my waist. And as soon as I got back, I wasn't allowed back in the woods until a man dressed in a military outfit said I could go back into the woods. I hate being wet and cold. So they immediately would have came right back into the house. The only 2 prints are right beside the house facing the road, and then that's it. Post any officers they can get at the New Brunswick border, PI border, and get them at every airport possible. Anybody who has any information or you think you've seen something or hear something or any messages from friends about hearing something, just contact your local police services. Anything, guys. Anything.
At first, they were wandering the woods. That's the thought process. But now that it's been so long, I guess it's entering.
Tap out shirt. Okay. Your official douchebag attire. All right. I ain't seen anybody wear a tap out shirt in a good while. Okay. A good while. It was what, early 2000s was the tap out era. It's been, 10, 15 years ago, maybe. So maybe he got, maybe it's retro these days, throwback. We call it a throwback, to the good old days of the dude that created tap out. He passed away. So tap out kind of faded away after he lost his life. Rest in peace to him. He went by Mask. He dressed with a big top hat and he wore all the face makeup all the time. He was a pretty popular guy there for a little while before he passed away. So rest in peace to him. Hello, my ex wore tap out. My ex, exactly. See, there you go. There you go. I miss Tom Petty. Is Tom Petty dead? I didn't even know Tom Petty was dead.
The minds of Malehya and Daniel. Oh, yes, they really.
I thought he was just free falling. I didn't know he was dead. Is he dead? Tom Petty dead? I didn't know that.
Could have been abducted, but it turns out that suspicious vehicle was nothing. So I don't know what's up with this 8 o'clock this morning. The kids were seen in their bedroom and they haven't been seen since. And my question is, how did Malehya know, the kids sneaked out, opened the sliding glass door, and then were playing outside? And I'm thinking, how did she know after the fact the children were allegedly playing outside if she was drifting in and out of sleep? She said, we found out later the children were playing outside. You could only confirm that in my
white backpack with strawberries on it. Martel says although he didn't see Jack that morning, he is believed to be wearing a brown shirt, brown pants with a pull-up diaper on underneath, and blue rain boots with dinosaurs on them. He also refuted the claim that the two children are nonverbal, saying while they are on the autism spectrum, they are quite trusting and say hi to everyone. According to Martel, his side of the family are currently the only ones at ground zero after Lily and Jack's mother left the county Saturday. But still, he remains, begging anyone with answers to come forward and bring his children home safe.
So I understand initially where.
Okay. Here's the thing. He didn't have nowhere else to go. His family lives right there. He's making it out to be like she left, like she ran off because she did something to the baby. The word is that the family got into a fight because they believe he had something to do with the disappearance of the baby. And they were out in the front yard fighting, having a car fluffle, okay? A big ass car fluffle went down, okay? And they were headbutting each other. And the mom got the hell out of Dodge. And she's on a reservation, according to the local that called in. And so it ain't like she's ran off and vanished. She's just not there with him. And he's being over dramatic considering they're not really his kids. I mean, he could love the kids. I get it. You've been around them for the last 3 years. You're upset about it. But to me, it seems like you're doing too much. And you're building an alibi. Oh, they talk to everybody. Oh, they'll get in the car with anybody. Well, as a parent, shouldn't you have taught them better than that? Okay? I tell my kids still to this day, don't talk to strangers. And she's 25 years old. Don't say that. You don't know them people. Don't say nothing to them. You don't know. You don't know what people, some people are crazy. It don't take but one wrong word to somebody snap and kill you these days. Don't trust people. Make sure you park in a lit area. Don't talk. And she's grown, right? Most Leslie, can you imagine? I mean, we teach our kids stranger danger from the time they can talk or before they can talk, right? You just don't let anybody come up. You don't let your kids be that friendly. I don't let my dog be that friendly to people. Lolo or Wrangler bite your ass, but Lolo, I don't let Lolo be off. Don't pet my dog. My dog don't know you. Next thing you know, you be up here kidnapping my dog. I don't trust people like that. That's why when I call in a Dolly Vision, I say a prayer first. He passes my trust test. Yeah. like, here's the thing is, calling in and speaking with somebody on a call-in show, I think that's a little different than trusting somebody at the store. Or if you're walking and somebody pulls up and go, hey, can I give you a ride? You need a ride? Hell no, I'll walk, okay? I ain't never walked one time and died. I get in that car with you, I could die, right? I can only think of one time I've ever took a ride from a stranger. I was walking, right? And it started, I don't know if I was walking through a tornado or what, but out of nowhere, it started storming so bad. I mean, it was raining cats and dogs, like tornado type conditions. A brand new Cadillac pulls up, right? With this gangster ass black dude. And I'm talking about gold chains, diamond rings, right? Pops the door open. I mean, the car is mint. I am soaking dog wet. Okay. I mean, drenched. This dude pulls over, rolls down the window. He's like, hop in, man. I'll give you a ride. And I was like, dude, I'm soaked. He was like, I don't care. Get in. And I jumped in the car with him. He was a nice guy. Gave me a ride all the way home. Right? Gave me a ride all the way home. And I was just thinking, I'd never get in the car with strangers.
This is for a large Coke or Dr. Pepper to go with your meal at McDonald's.
Thank you. I don't eat McDonald's, but thank you, MST. I stay away from, the heart doctor says stay away from fast food, so I try to stay away from it as much as I possibly can. But I did have a Frosty at Wendy's tonight, okay? So that's the only time I can ever remember getting in a car with a complete stranger, right? And he didn't look like an axe murderer. He had too many diamonds on. He was like, he looked like a drug dealer is what he looked like, right? Or he could have just been a flashy ass dude, but he was in a brand new, like, Lincoln. No, it was a Cadillac. And he had, like, you know, he was dressed really nice. And he had all the gold and rings on. I was thinking, okay, in the worst case scenario, he's going to try to sell me some crack. Okay. But I told him, I said, man, I'm so sorry. You know, he's like, nah, man, I couldn't ride by with good conscience and let you walk through this shit. You know? And I was like, man, I'm getting your car wet. He goes, I'll have it detailed. Don't worry about it. Let's get you home, man. And I was like, damn, he was a super nice guy. So you can't judge, like I said, he looked like a drug dealer, but you can't judge everybody by their looks sometimes, you know. But what if he had been an axe murderer and I got chopped up, right? Because he was a really big guy too. But I got home safe. Dolly, he was a pimp. He must have been. I mean, he won't broke. I can tell you that. Right? He had a brand new Cadillac and he was blinging, right? He was diamond shining, right? I was like, you know, and then the same thing, you got to think, he's picking up a stranger too. What if I was an axe murderer, right? But I'd be a small little axe murderer. This dude probably wasn't too intimidated by me. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. Somebody could have a gun, but he probably had one. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but he got me home, and thank God for that dude, right? He was super nice. He was, you know, considering, you know, I got in his car and I was soaking wet and his seats are getting wet, you know, and he didn't care. He cared more about helping somebody than his vehicle. So that was cool.
You might not remember what your children could be wearing, but then if you look around and you see things are missing, you're like, okay, perhaps they had that on. But I don't see how a person could.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Lily, stop, honey.
Blow it, go.
Oh.
Yay! Yay!
Okay. Lily has some lungs on her. Okay. That's what I mean by kids can be a handful. You hear the pitch she was screaming at, right? That kid was getting it, right? They look like a happy family there, right? What went wrong? What went wrong? That kid can scream, boy. She can scream. Lily ain't no joke, boy. She got some lungs. She was high pitched. She was hitting decibels I ain't never even heard. So, oh, my little one still screams so sharply. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if this was a situation where these kids were too much, right? Because, PJ was showing me that video earlier, and I was just like, that can be a lot to handle if you're not a patient person, right? If you're not a patient person, you got that screaming and, like, especially if she is on the spectrum and does that a lot. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell from, a 30-second video how people are, right? Because you can look at videos of Leilani and Quentin Simon and they look like they were happy. You look at other kids, you look at Lori Vallow and her kids, there's videos they looked happy, and next thing you know, they're murdering their kids. So it's hard to tell by just a few second video how people actually are. So
Happy birthday! Say happy birthday. Happy birthday. Yes.
So people are understanding, like with children.
The sad part is they're super beautiful kids, right? Little boys, cute little man. The little girl, she's got some lungs on her, right? She can be a singer of a death metal band later on in life if she wants to be. But to see them missing and like, or a happy family where something goes so traumatically wrong, the only thing that I can think of can turn a happy family into something bad is drugs. We see it happen a lot, and that explains a lot of weird behavior too, is the use of drugs. If everything's okay one moment and then the next minute everything's chaos, I would say 99% of the time it's because of drugs, Pam, nonverbal means, hold on, let me read this. Means talking but not communicating. Okay. Well, they said they would talk to anybody and they would get in the car with anybody. So they were not nonverbal. If you're nonverbal, how can you talk to people and go along with what they say if you can't communicate? I don't know.
With special needs, maybe Lily was a little bit upset at all the people singing happy birthday, or maybe she was overly excited, or whatever was going on. She just screamed and screamed, and people are looking at Daniel, and was he giving a look to Lily at all? Was he ignoring Lily to just look at Malehya like, calm your daughter down? What was the vibe there? But that leads me to believe now, knowing they had all these days off of school, our heart does not convict us of guilt, we have confidence, complete assurance, and boldness before God. And we receive from Him whatever we ask, because we carefully and consistently keep His commandments and do the things that are pleasing in His sight, habitually seeking to follow His plan for us. So my ask is that God can find these children. Really do wish a miracle would happen. They're such beautiful children. Every case I see, I always say, oh my goodness, some parents would have loved you so much better and wanted you. And of course I can't go there yet because I don't know how this case is going to resolve, but just listen to all the 911 dispatch audio, the dispatchers talking amongst themselves, and then watch the presser, and then we'll just keep these children in our prayers. There's a lot of other cases I've been digging into too, but I'm just going to try and keep them in separate videos. So thanks for watching all of this. Take care. Let's pray Lily and Jack are found.
Okay. So basically, plundered that. It was a little bit of dispatch stuff, which was just more inconsistencies, right? So let's open the phone lines back up now. I just wanted to play that dispatch audio for you. We went a little long on that. But it wasn't much. It seemed like a big nothing burger. We know now that her phone didn't have cell phone service, right? So she couldn't really just call the police. Okay, I missed that call, or somebody hung up. Okay. They scream because they can't communicate their feelings. Dolly.
Hey, it's Chickbait Juliet again.
Hey, Chickbait.
So my brother has autism.
Uh-huh.
But we grew up in a farmhouse, big backyard, woods behind it, right?
Uh-huh.
if he and I like ran around, like no supervision, right? Believe me, we would come back home, you know, or right?
Yeah.
So he wasn't very verbal either. So I wanted to explain to you what non-communicative communication is.
Okay.
It's kind of like you use your eyes, your expressions, like kind of like sounds that aren't words.
Mm-hmm.
Like a little kid like grunting or right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like a good impression enough?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, like a little kid doing that. Because usually by age like 4 or 5, right, a kid should be like using words.
Yeah.
But my brother wasn't like that, you know. So, and he was 2 years older than I was. I'm kind of on the spectrum, but not as much as he was. Okay.
Okay.
So I do know it runs in families. Believe me, it is possible they're not lying about that. But at this point, I just don't trust what they're saying, right? Because one of them would have ran home and been like, you know, my brother's in trouble or my sister's in trouble, right? In some form, right? If you're friendly towards strangers, my son was like that, right? Very friendly. He's not autistic, but he was very friendly, but he was verbal. So nonverbal friendliness is different. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
And but it's like really hard to like I can feel like how hard it is to communicate that, because it's hard for kids like that to communicate. I had a niece in my family with severe autism, and I would communicate with her non-verbally, and like with like 4th of July, like where you close things like those, not a sprinkler, like a fire thing. It wasn't on fire. What's it called? Sparkler?
Yeah. The little things.
And I'd be like, yeah, and I'd like write her name in the air, and then she'd write my name back. So that's communication.
Okay.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say.
All right, chickmate. You be good.
You too.
Bye. All right, peace. Yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't know too much about autism until early on last year. I started learning more about it. So there's still things I don't completely understand. Dolly. Yeah.
This is George down here in Houston.
What's up, George?
I got a story for you.
Okay. Is it story time?
This was back in about 72 or 73, something like that. I was about 3 or 4. I was probably 4. I think my brother was 3.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, my mom had put a baby bed up against the window because it's hot down here, you know. And me and my brother climbed out the window, and we went missing.
Okay.
We went kind of around the block, and there was a police station, not a police station, but a substation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like a little small branch of the police.
Yeah, just where 2 or 3 cops would hang out, you know, to kind of monitor the neighborhood or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So they found us and they snatched us up. We were hiding behind a big sand pile, and they saw us, and they went and grabbed us up. Now, it was hours later that my mom found that we were missing.
Okay.
And she was frantic because she was running around the neighborhood looking for us. And now we lived about a half a block away from the Gulf. So she was afraid that we had gone down to the Gulf and fell into the
water,
Gulf and drowned or something, you know.
Yeah.
So she was going nuts. But anyway, she went to that little substation and told them that we were missing. And they said, well, they're right here. We got them right here.
Oh, okay. Well, I bet she was happy.
She was happy. So that was a happy ending to that little story.
Yeah, I never ran off as a kid. I mean, I'd wander around, you know, and come back. I never really went missing. And I explored a lot of stuff as a kid, but always knew how to find my way back home.
Well, as I got older, as a teenager, I mean, we explored the whole, as far as we could get, on our bicycles and everything else,
Yeah.
But we had to have a bicycle to do that because, you're only going to go so far on foot.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
I mean, in the 70s, you didn't have to worry about so many people kidnapping and everybody being crazy like they are today. So you could play as a kid. These days, you can't let your kids play outside by themselves.
Right. But also, I mean, you would estimate, okay, it took me this long to get here. It's going to take me that long to get back.
Yeah.
So it's time to go back.
Yeah.
That's
like me.
I can't just keep going.
I would explore out for about an hour and then about an hour back. That was about my range.
Well, until you got a bicycle.
Oh, yeah. Then I'd ride all across town on a bike.
Yeah, exactly. You're going across town. We used to go to the movie theater at the mall when they had the mall,
Uh-huh.
And we'd go back in there where they had them, where the trucks would back up and unload their stuff, and we'd get back inside the mall into those hallways and stuff back there, and we found where the movie theater was.
Mm-hmm.
And we snuck in there through that front door, that door that's up by the screen.
Yeah, the exit
we
door.
Popped that door open, and we snuck in there, and we sat down in the front row and watched The World According to Garth, I think it was, or Garth.
I don't know what movie that. I remember the drive-in movie theater days.
Well, yeah. By the time we were teenagers, we were putting people in the trunk to get in there.
Yeah, that's how everybody did. When you didn't want to pay the extra 50 cents. I think movies were cheap back then. I mean, I think now you go to the movies, it's $100. It's crazy expensive.
Oh, yeah, it was cheap. It was cheap. To get into those, it was cheap.
Yeah, I took my daughter just recently to see Minecraft, right? So and that shit, like, time you bought popcorn and a drink and some candy, it was $100.
Yeah, I can't afford that anymore.
Yeah, to watch a movie. I'm like, good Lord, the movie wasn't expensive. The popcorn and the drink and the candy, that's where they get you.
Yeah.
So,
well, we used to take our own.
yeah, that's what people say. Women usually can do that. They got purses. I ain't walking around with sodas in my pocket and popcorn and candy. But all right, George, you be good, brother. I'm glad you.
All right.
On you.
All right.
All right.
You take care.
All right. Carfluffle or fuss caused by conflicting views. Okay. Yeah. Carfluffle. I would never use that word in a million years or so. I just be like, yo, now they're fighting like Jerry Springer. Jerry. I just come from a different era. I don't know. Limited vocabulary. Okay. He's looking for a girlfriend. Hello, George is. Got to keep, what does that say? Got to keep the change from the food stamp book. Okay. Locked and loaded said. The Springer Show has a lot of carfluffles. Yeah, maybe. I wish they'd bring drive-in movie theaters back. I kind of like the drive-in movie theater vibe. If you had better speakers, like, if you could reach out and grab like a Bose and put it in your car with you. I always liked the car. I thought it added to horror movies and things like that. I remember I watched Jaws at a drive-in theater. What else did I watch in a drive-in theater? There was a few movies. And then shortly as I got a little older, they kind of just did away with drive-in theaters. I think there's still one in the States somewhere. I'm not quite positive where it's at. But, I like the whole, I don't like being so close up with people around me like that. Like when you go to a movie theater and you look what happened during the Batman situation, right? People coming in and, I'd rather be in my car chilling, relaxed and watching a movie than, or, home. These days you can buy a 100-inch TV. It's like, and they're pretty cheap. So you can kind of movie theater your house out and never even have to go to the movies these days. You know, you can stay home and rent brand new movies that are out at the theater. So why even go to a theater anymore? You know, there'll be a point in time where movie theaters will be obsolete. They're kind of dead now. Like when's like, you know, when you go to a movie, like when me and Tiff went to see, unless it's something really big that comes out, then the movie theaters will be packed. But on an average day, and there was probably 10 people in the movie theater at the most. There's a movie drive-in in Tennessee. Okay. During the C lockdown, some of the movie theaters reopened, the drive-in ones. They ended up not having speakers on the pole. You just tuned into your car radio. Well, that'd be good too, especially if you got a good car radio. But then again, you know, you'll kill your battery sitting there for 2 hours with your radio on. Then you got to start your car and the damn car won't start. You know, that would suck because you've been listening to the radio, especially if you got an amp in your car that pulls a lot of power. You know, you would have to start your car every now and then to make sure your battery didn't die. You still got drive-ins in the drive-ins. Okay. I love movies in the backyard. Yeah, I was talking to PJ today, and you know, we got the deck we built, we got the pool, and we just got some like chairs, some patio stuff. And I was telling her, I was like, can we add a big screen TV to the side of the house? Right? Like, let's put a TV on the side of the house. And she said, well, why not put a projector? Because we got a pool beside the house. We can't put the projector in the water. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could if we built something and like put it like hanging. But my only fear about that is what if it falls and then it falls into the pool and electrocutes you to death, right? So I was like, why don't we put a big screen TV on the side of the house and build like an enclosure for the TV, right? With Bluetooth speakers. And then we could get like, you know, a 65-inch TV hanging on the side of the house. So when we're in the pool or sitting on the deck, we can watch TV. I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't know why, but for some reason, when I was in Wally World, they had like a 85-inch TV for like $500. And I was thinking that would be nice on the side of the house. But when I'm in the pool or sitting on the deck, I can watch TV, Netflix or something, you know, YouTube. But I'm thinking it'll get wet, right? How do I protect it unless I build something to put around it that's watertight, that is clear enough that I can, you know, get up there with a ladder, clean it, and still watch TV. So I've been wanting to do something like that. And she wants to do a projector, which I can understand the projector. I just don't know where I would put a projector. That's my only problem is like it would have to angle because our pool sets directly beside the house. So if it's, I don't know how far a projector can sit back. I guess if you had a really good one, you could put it back 20 feet. That's how far away from the wall it would have to be, is 20 feet. I don't know if they make usually I think it's what, 6 to 8 feet you put a projector back, or maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. You can get a good projector for less, and then you can take it inside when you are not using it. They make TVs for outside. Do they? I've never seen a TV that said for outdoor. I've seen outdoor TVs at lake houses. Usually they're under a gazebo or something where they can't get wet. I've never seen one just out in the elements. Like when you go to a bar and they're on the deck, like on the patios, there's usually a rooftop over it. Maybe no walls, but there's usually something over the roof. I've never seen a waterproof TV. I haven't looked, right? So, but it sounds like it costs a lot too. When you be like, I want a waterproof TV, people are like, it's probably going to be pretty expensive. They make the enclosures for the TVs. I'm going to Google it tonight, later on, probably. I'm getting ready to get out of here, guys, because I've been here with you for 3 hours. But look, in the comment box down below, let me know what you think. Are they wrapping this case up? Are these parents going to jail? Are these kids alive? or unalive? Let me know in the comment box down below. I enjoy reading your comments because I can't talk to everybody on the phone. So usually when I wake up in the morning, I read everybody's comments. So thank you guys that do leave comments. I read everyone. Don't think I don't. So definitely drop what you think about this case in the comment box down below, and I'll definitely read them in the morning. And tomorrow I got to get ready. You know, we're packing up because we're hitting the road. We're going to be covering the Karen Reed case. We're going to be going to New Jersey, to New York, to Boston. So there's going to be a lot of stops along the way. So be prepared for some Dolly adventure videos on the road with Dolly. And like I said, we're going to be at the haunted house, the Lizzie Boredom house, and we're going to be staying in her room. There's some other stuff that PJ's working on the trip. So I'll know more as, you know, we leave, I think Sunday, either Saturday morning or Sunday morning. I haven't made up my mind yet. I'm 20 minutes from Akron. Okay. All right. If we get that way, I'll let you know. Boston in the house. Zach, we will be up there this week. Okay. Most of the week we'll be, I think by Wednesday, we will definitely be in the Boston area. Okay. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, around those days, we will be up there. At least those 3 days. I plan on stopping in New York for a day is my plan. I don't know yet though, you know. So I wanted to go to Atlantic City, but PJ don't want to go. She said it's a dirty crack town. So, so we went last time we were on vacation and we stopped in Atlantic City, and she said there was too many crackheads for her. Right. So I was like, okay, I guess we won't go to Atlantic City, but we may stop in Ocean City, Maryland, and then New York, then somewhere in Boston. All right. So I'll see you guys. Maybe if you're in those areas, come out and meet us. We're pretty cool, right? Maybe I'll do a little gathering in Boston or Massachusetts somewhere. So if y'all up in that area, New York, let me know, and maybe we could drop in and visit you. All right, I got to run. I got to catch some sleep. Remember this, if nobody else does, Dolly loves you. Peace.